man. What was the question?
Peace to the family. Glad that you're here. And it's now time for us to speak on how to properly set up a trust by way of investing, funding, and protecting the assets. Of course, we have our head caseworker here.
You need a website. Why not do it yourself?
These people always trying to hustle in the middle of our show. Of course, we have our head caseworker here. Come on, brother, don't worry about it. Of course, we have our head caseworker here, Lawan Alva. Lawan Alva. Yes, he's notoriously known as a shrewd businessman, the guy who asks a lot of members. Members call and they complain. So that's not nice to me. He's mean to me. I don't like how he talks to me. Okay? And many of you who thought this brother and I somehow parted ways, but we didn't. I gave him bigger and larger business, not better, but bigger and larger. And he needs that because he was being underappreciated for less money. So now we have come up, you did a great job, and now we're coming back to the community to talk to the community again. Now we could take our bags and pack it and go back to South Beach, like LeBron. But we came home, we're back home, but we could take our talents to South Beach yet again if we're underappreciated. Let's just keep that out there. Let's put that out there. So we had a very good meeting, and we perfected our systems, and we just working on ways to keep members of our community immediately, that's in CSD, New Covenant Special Defense, that is, in the know, and continue to give them opportunities that they do, because that's what this is all about, building on every single level. We got to build on every level and every tax bracket. Wherever our people are, we have to find a way to create opportunities for our people. And one of the best and most valuable opportunities we can ever give our people is in the form of information. In the form of information. Brother Lawan, can you give them some of your background as far as your expertise and some of your credentials? You know, I know that'll keep you talking for a while. Just give us some of them things, and let's move forward and get these people what they came here for.
Well, I've taken proprietary courses and completed them at Wharton, business, capstone online, and proprietary classes at Columbia University, along the realms of civil engineering and project management. I've been in real estate since about 2001. I've been licensed in New Jersey, New York, commercial class A, and property management, residential, of course. Been around real estate all my life, pretty much. My grandparents are developers, so they taught me a lot about the construction business, building, integrated systems, banking, and so on and so forth. Went to IBI in New York on Park Avenue, Investment Banking Institute. Learned a great deal about financial modeling there, risk assessment, quantitative analyst myself. So I'm a numbers guy. I believe in processes and systems, and so on and so forth. I don't want to bore you, but this pretty much all around the board, just I love to learn. So
it's good. Well, with that, having said that, let's get it in. You guys know that we have the classes coming up. Let me read that off to you. This is very important. Let's read these classes to you. Hold on real fast. There we go. Okay, so we have the pay-per-view online UCC course Sunday, January 15, 2017. You're going to learn how to conduct filings for the UCC, learn how to use the UCC to secure your transactions, learn about the things that go wrong with UCC as it relates to the most common mistakes, learn why it is even necessary to use UCC, especially when it comes to real estate, how to use your trust. That's January 15, 2017. That is actually this weekend. That's this weekend. Then you got pay-per-view online property research. That's going to be the following Sunday, January 22nd, 2017. How to conduct title search, how to use the county surveyor, how to learn about the tax equalization ratio. What the heck is that? How to understand the comps. Then you have pay-per-view online tax lien, tax deed course Sunday, January 29th, 2017. How to study tax lien. How to study the tax deed, how to get data from your local county, how to find properties outside of your state without risk, how to annuitize your returns. Next, you have pay-per-view online accelerated health course Sunday, February 5th, 2017. What herbs can you mix with each other and why? How to increase potency, raise libido with herbs, and which herbs can you use to increase memory? These are all very important pieces of information. If you buy all 4 classes, you get it for $100, you save $20, or you could buy each one of these classes by itself for $30 a piece. So each class is $30 each. However, you can purchase all 4 for $100. Now, the next thing I got to take you to, let's go here to IamBrotherPolite.com. Here's where you go to get the services. You click the word service, and there you go. The first thing you see is 4 pay-per-view online course package for $100. Then you have the classes by itself for $30 each. Okay, we have the child support information as well, but you have these $30 a piece classes. You just look at the date to see which one that you're purchasing. And of course, look for the information that corresponds with it when you click the item. So if you click the 4 classes right here, you know that's a combination of all the other classes. If you click this one for this Sunday, which is $30, you'll see what the class entails in the description. For those of you who want to know, class will start at 12 noon West Coast, 3 o'clock p.m. on the East. That's the live class. But if you purchase it, don't worry. You'll also be able to access the class for at least 24 hours. We'll give you the information. When you purchase, just be ready for class on Sunday. Be ready. And if you can't do it during some of those hours, don't worry. You'll be giving the course. We'll give some time throughout that day so you can have it for at least 24 hours to watch it. Okay. So that is Brother Polite. Make sure you go to IamBrotherPolite.com. Of course, you're going to want to get the books, especially for today's class. These are just some of them. You're definitely going to want to touch the real estate illegal fiction or introduction to the tax lien, tax deed. You're definitely going to need that. Buy the House is Good study material for these classes coming up. Going to need that. Okay. These are some metaphysical books. I want to point out the ones that you're really going to need. Okay. Killing with Paperwork is great. You're definitely going to need this book right here. Trust me. You're going to need this book. It's called Trust Me. All right. That's what today's class is about, amongst many other things. Head of the Crown. This is the Sovereign Bible. Anybody into anything called sovereignty, UCC, what they call status correction, what we identify as the Crown Doctrine, Head of the Crown. This puts it into its proper perspective. Make sure you get on top of that.
Yes.
Hold on now. Gotta get to stuff. You know, I wrote a lot of books. Of course, we have our own language in New Covenant and do our Susu, Living Language. Hermetic Arcana, Volume 2. Whole science behind what life is. Breaking down biosemiotics. getting there. It's a lot of books, family. I'm just trying to find them. Financial Fiance is definitely a great book. Blood is thicker than water. Can y'all think your oppressor? And I gotta find it. Get the deficiency of the statute stable, statute merchant. We're gonna pull that up for you so you don't miss out on that book. And Tax Lien on Steroids. I'm gonna pull those up for you. Okay, so we're gonna get out of here. We're gonna showcase those books when Lawan starts heating up. We're gonna
Yes, sir.
hold on, bro. All right. Okay. So, of course, it's IamBrotherPolite.com. Be sure to get on the ball. And again, we'll post the books specifically that's going to correspond with what Brother Lawan is going to talk about tonight. Of course, you could go to 2012 stores and you can also find those books there as well. Okay. So, Brother Lawan, Mr. Abram.
What's up, man? I'm in the chat already.
Yeah, that's what you gotta do. That's what you gotta do. All right. It's time to talk to you.
Yes.
What makes a trust different from an LLC or a S corporation or any other corporation for that matter, for the most part? What is the underlining theme of the trust that gives it so much contrast to all the other types of entities?
Okay. I trust. Well, let's start off with the LLC and C Corp, S Corp. Those are all creatures of the state, and a trust is a part of estate planning. So it's an estate. All right, and estate comes from the Latin meaning state condition, or status. So when you're looking to start a business, or want to hold assets, or you're building asset wealth, you would want to do something in an estate planning tool like a trust. All right, estate it attests to your status, but what I'm more interested in is how it corresponds with the word real estate. All right, real estate means real status. So if you're thinking about real estate and you have an opportunity to invest, you will want the real estate to be held in a trust, because in estate planning you have a you always going to be asked questions about your properties and how your property is being held. So to answer your question, Brother Polite, the S Corp, C Corp, and LLC are creatures of the state, and the trust is an estate, and it's properly being used for planning purposes for those who like to plan.
Sounds about right. Sounds about right. So here's another question. Can a trust be used like a non-for-profit? And if so, what would be the difference?
No, actually, a trust cannot be used like a non-for-profit. You have something called charitable and non-charitable trusts, but they are not non-for-profits, because in the IRS code, section 4947A1, it actually says that charitable trusts are not tax exempt and nonprofits are. And when you actually build a charitable or non-charitable trust, it is built out of the mere intention of the settler. As it's not how a nonprofit is built. Nonprofit is built totally different, and it has different requirements, and it's also a creature of the state. I can't hear you.
Can you elaborate more on what creature of the state means and represents to this conversation? These questions are all prerequisite to where we got to take you all tonight. So this is establishing the groundwork, so to speak. And I want to make sure everyone understands where we're going. I hope you heard what he said about real estate or estate being status. I hope y'all paying attention, because then you'll understand what we're talking about later, and what could have embodied the terminology status correction. But there's a lot of wicked people out there who, if you were to ask them, how do you employ a status correction? They wouldn't even be able to explain it to you. But what they do know certainly is that it's wrong. That's what they'll tell you. It's wrong. But if you ask them, what do you mean by status? And what exactly is being corrected? You see? But we use that terminology for the sake of communicating with our brothers and sisters. But of course, in our community, it's called the Crown Doctrine. There's an idiot right online right now saying, yo, listen, when he says Crown Doctrine, he's talking about status correction. You probably got that from me, because I said Crown Doctrine more immediately identifies what people should suggest status correction is. But first, you will have to know what estate means, and you will have to know what we mean by crown. So when you going off and talking wild, you have no idea that you're saying exactly what I'm saying. I'm not going to say, brother, you're absolutely wrong. I'm saying it behooves us to make it clear and be as specific as possible when people who are uneducated grab the information by the clutches to misinform other people. That is the purpose of coming up with new euphemisms. And in this particular case, reestablishing more archaic terms in this genre of study. We're not creating the terminology. We're not creating the phraseology. We never do that. It's imperative that everyone walks with us and pays attention to what we're talking about tonight. Very important. So what is the functionality of the solo tax lien fund, and how many ways can I use it? Because I know, Luan, you do a solo tax lien fund, and you've helped many people out here in California, particularly. As we bring in new business, you've been helping them grow their wealth through the solo tax lien fund. And it's estate planning at its best, I would add, based on everything that I've read or come across and the things that I've seen and the responses I get from people. You're on to something.
Yes,
So
sir.
what's going on with the solo tax lien fund when people get this kind of trust?
Yes.
What is this? What's going on?
Yes. So the Solo Tax Lien Trust Fund is an investment fund for tax lien investors, right? So I'm gonna just give you a little bit of background on how I came about just doing it for everyday people, right? What I went to a company out in Rockland County, New York, and they were doing a qualified retirement plan for me. They were doing a QRP for me. And they wanted to do it over the phone and mail it to me, but I actually went to the office. I went to the office, you know, and I talked to a Jewish company. His name is Avi Kaufman. And when I talked to him, you know, we were in another person's office. And that office was a person that was a fund manager for a tax lien fund. So I asked him, I said, man, you know, you guys sell tax liens or you have a fund? And he was like, yes. I said, all right, tell me a little bit about it. He said, well, you have to be an accredited investor in order to invest in tax liens in our fund. And I said, well, accredited investor, And he was like, yes, you have to make at least $250,000 a year or have $1 million in assets, liquid assets, before even considering investing in the fund. And I'm like, whoa. I said, I don't know those type of people, but I do know tax liens. So what I did was I came home and I did an outline for a trust that actually holds tax lien certificates. And then I built a system. It's a 3-tier system that encompasses tax liens, acquisitions, of course, estate protection, and a dividend paying conduit. All right. And that 3-tier system is like a banking system for the individual. Right. So when you're investing in tax liens, you take the interest and you put it through that dividend paying conduit, and the trust is holding the assets, which is leverageable because tax liens are very attractive to banks for lines of credit and things of that nature. So with building the system, you know, how I market it is to the individual. See, when I went to the company in order to invest in their fund, they told me that I had to be an accredited investor. And I guess, you know, I suppose those are the rules of the SEC, you know, the Security and Exchange Commission for accredited investors, but they still under, I guess, under Regulation 506, they have a subsection that allows at least 35 unaccredited investors, but they did not offer it to me even asking. But I know that the SEC does not just lock out everyone. But then again, you never know. So I just came home and built my own for everyone to invest in tax liens and put them in a wealth building system where the money can continuously and perpetually grow.
No doubt. So, Lawan, if someone says, like Prince Amir, your money got to be long to fuck with those tax liens, those auctions are like walking into a lion's den. How accurate is that statement?
Well, when it comes to tax lien investing, there's a protocol. There's a protocol that you have to follow in order to be a successful investor. You know, you can't just go online and say, I'm going to be a tax lien investor. This is what I should do. Okay. Or you got a friend that had done it that says, oh man, all you gotta do is go to the auction and you bid or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes, you know, people are, you know, they don't know a lot about the business. I have what's called a tax lien investing life cycle. Okay. And in the life cycle, I have 6 phases in the value chain, starting from planning and ending up in legal. I'll just give you the name of them right now. It's planning, survey, due diligence, servicer procurement, acquisition, and legal. All right. Now, if you're not even going through one phase of planning, all right, then you're going to be at a place where you're not understanding who the key stakeholders are in the business, and you're going to go in there and say, you know what? Well, my money ain't long enough. Well, you're not actually you're marginalizing yourself. If you marginalize yourself and say the only way I can purchase tax liens is through the auction, then you've already lost, because there are ways to buy tax liens other than going to the auction. And
now watch this, brother. Let's get this thing going. Because this guy Jay Wade says, keep it real, polite. Keep it real.
Okay.
And so I'm going to keep it real. There's always Negroes who, instead of sitting in to learn and ask questions based on what we're saying, doing their best to defer people's attention away from what we're teaching. So now, Jay Wade, since you here, I can't wait until we put the link in the chat so you can show people how much you don't know by saying the things you're saying now.
Yes.
So you have to be wealthy to walk in there. What you did say, that's right, Jay Wade, is that you're not going to see Negroes up in there. And that's simply because it's not part of our culture to invest in that manner. We'll see us down the block on long lines to buy some Jordans that cost $200. And if you do that 5 times, you got $1,000 damn dollars. And I can show you some tax liens that cost less than $1,000. So let's be for real here. Let's be for real here. You got brothers and sisters that own 15 owe $15,000, $20,000 on student loan. You can get some tax liens for cheaper than that. You got brothers and sisters that got mortgages on their homes, and their mortgages are about $1,100, $1,200, $1,500 a month, $2,000 a month. There's tax liens cheaper than that.
Yeah.
Yes, and I want to go in on that. I want to get specific.
Go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead.
There are counties in Florida right now. All you have to do is register for what's called a buyer bidder number. Once you get a buyer bidder number, okay, in that county, you'll be able to go on the county's website, and right now, today, there are 2,000 tax liens that you can pick from. You can do your due diligence on, you can purchase it, and it will be yours. If it's no good, don't buy it. Keep on going down the line until you find one that is applicable to your planning.
See, and then somebody else says, because we respond to the chat too.
Yes.
Polite, you're killing the vibe, man. Don't just ignore the people that's in the chat. But what I tell people all the time, when I do respond to people in the chat, it is for educational purposes, because we have to respond to people while they're typing as well. We want this to be as interactive and experienced as possible. So when we bring you into the chat, we interface. When you're writing, we're looking to connect with you when we can. We do our best. So I use these opportunities to educate. Nothing is more delightful than to see someone speak with pride about something they do not know nor understand. And how do I know? Based on the comments that they're making. Just based on the comments that they're making. Because what you do not understand is what a tax lien is in the first place. If you're talking about what people cannot afford, for you to sit there and establish what Black people cannot afford in this forum, as though you understand everyone's situation and everyone must be in the same tax bracket you're in and lower, for you to even say something like that, shows the amount of intelligence you got to speak on behalf of so many people. Speak on your own behalf and say, I can't afford it. And then I'll then simply ask you, can't afford what? For what dollar amount? That's what we do. When you say you can't afford it or everyone else can't afford it, that's why you don't see no Blacks there. I'm going to tell you, and the reason why I'm addressing Jay's comment is because it's a popular comment. That's why I'm addressing Jay's comment. It's a popular comment. And in fact, I got some screenshots I need to share with y'all tonight for educational purposes. Okay? Educational purposes. That's why we do what we do. It's for educational purposes. So it's popularly believed, yeah, you don't see no Black people running up in those auctions. And the reason why you don't, because the education about these opportunities are not frequent. You can go to any of a number of channels. You'll find more channels talking about me than talking about the information I teach. How about that one? You can go to all the other Black Power channels, Pan-African channels, or whatever these people call themselves, and see if they get you into the specifics about investing, where you can take what you learn from the channel today and make it applicable tomorrow. We'll hold your hand. We wrote the books. Show me a forum where they got a library of books that you can follow up on, written by the people who give you the virtual presentations. We don't have one book. We don't have 5. We don't have 10. We don't have 20. We got over 30 books dedicated to adverse possession, to amelioration and restitution of properties, to administrative affidavits of specific negative avertments with opportunity to cure and counterclaim in admiralty, to tax liens, to tax deeds, to conducting your own foreclosures, to rehabbing properties, to doing your due diligence, title search, defeasance of the statute staple, statute merchant. We talk about all these things. We teach about these things. We give seminars about these things. We put out publications about these things. So that way, the information that you see on the screen doesn't contradict the information that's in the publication. And if you're in tune with the spirit of the people that's teaching, you would be more in conformity with the manner in which the information is disseminated by way of the publications that we release.
Like, I want to show. I want to show people the best way I can. Look, pull the camera up.
Go ahead. Put it up.
Can you see this? Can you see it, P?
Yeah, we can see it good.
All right. That's Hillsborough County right now. If you go to their website, just go to Google and put Hillsborough County in Florida. Okay? And you'll be able to register, get a buyer bidder number, right? And if you can't see it right, I'm going to tell you. Okay? The first lien that's on there, purchase amount. This is over the counter. $108.39. The next one, $94.34. The next one, $94.34. Another one. I mean, there's so many. There's one for $5,000 here, but there's at least 10 that are under $100 before the one that's $5,000. Then the next one is $16,000. You have one here for $1,100, $1,195, $38. This is Hillsborough County in Florida. Right now, you can buy tax liens over the counter from this website. All you have to do is register for a buyer bidder number, and they will give you the number, and you can start buying. It says add to cart right next to everything.
Now, Jay Wade, who said black people can't afford this. You're telling me they can't afford a damn $100 investment that don't go to us directly? Because there's a Hebrew sister in here who went out her way, McQueen, Lioness of Judah, who's intimating that everything we showing has to go to us. Well, I don't give a damn if everything I showed you did go to me. It's my show. It's my platform. Go to someone else's platform and tell them they don't have the right to solicit the sale of their own products. We're on this live stream right now, and it's absolutely free. And you still concerned if I'm gonna make $1. It's a free stream. I didn't get paid to sit here and do this. In fact, I'm training somebody right now who's being employed. Turn around, brother. I'm training someone right now who's being employed. My man I right here. One of our newest New Covenant members, and he's gone through training. He's been with me, what, today? Like 5 hours?
5 hours. Yep.
5 hours of extensive training. This is his job now. He don't work for the beast no more.
Mm-hmm.
He's been with me for 5 hours today. He was with me yesterday, and he's with me today. Extensive training, because I employ people. How many of y'all got somebody on payroll? See, we entrepreneurs, that's one step, right? But how many black people that are entrepreneurs have people on payroll? That is the next step. We have a lot of sole ventures, sole proprietorships, where we don't have more than ourselves employed, or 1 or 2 partners. We got to create a situation where we could put people on payroll. Come on, family. I need y'all to wake up. And again, this is not a rant that's designed to deviate from what we're talking about. This is to expose the fact that whenever you sit down and say, I got to talk business right now, I got to talk business, you always got people trying to distract people who come on and say, I just want to see what it is I can learn. Why the hell you trying to protect people from what they can learn? Let me talk to you about the trust. Since you're religious, I employ people too. What the hell do you do? What do you do? Let's not be weird now. What do you do, sis? Because what you see when black people are operating at this level, how we go out our way to bash people, But if I was talking about this spirituality gunk that a lot of y'all profess to be spirituality, we be in here loving the argument, loving to pull out the scriptures and talk about these different verses. But now when it's time to do business, you guys want to be the most distracted. Come on, we got to be real here. We got to be real here. We're employing our people, and our company is not compromised. Our company is not owned by no other races. It was all love. I'm not going to curse you out, but I'm saying, damn, give the people a chance to make an assessment about the information before you start criticizing. What the hell is there to criticize? So for the guy, Jason, who said our people can't afford it, look what we did. We pulled up the information showing you tax liens as low as $100. And guess what? You could also invest in people's past due delinquent property taxes. You can also invest in people's past due delinquent utilities. How many of you know you can pay for someone else's light bill? Make money off of that so you can pay your own damn light bill.
Yes, sir.
These are strategies that people do not share with you. Serious strategies. No risk investments. You can invest in Treasury Direct accounts, longer term, but you still get something. Micro loans, longer term. Actually, not as long as the Treasury Direct, of course. These are things that you can invest in. You can invest in precious metals, not to keep them in your house like the Negroes teach you, but to open up a precious metals refinery account. And those of you that have been listening to me from Brooklyn, you don't know the plethora of phone calls that I get. Because when the gold and the silver goes down in their favor or goes up in their favor, my phone is always lit. I was in here today talking some talk, and I got 2 calls after I had my conversation and educating a young sister and my brother over here. Because I have them retitle these accounts to their trust, and we'll talk about that. You can retitle your intellectual property. You can retitle your intellectual property in the form of your URL, your website. These are all assets. Let me tell you something. You can invest in gold, silver, rhodium, palladium, precious metals, and you go to a refinery account. This is the bank for precious metals. If you need money, they translate the amount of money that those metals are worth into the liquid that you say you need, and they give it to you by wire. But why would you invest in precious metals? Because they are recession proof. What do we mean by recession proof assets? All over the world, there's a demand for gold and silver, as an example. Therefore, if the economy collapses over here today, gold and silver is void or exempt from the effects of the so-called dollar. But you don't want to keep the gold and silver in your house because you can't break it down into pieces that represent $1. Break it down into pieces that represent $10. Break it down into pieces that represent $50. So what you do, you make deposits into a precious metals refinery account, one of which being David H. Fells. David H. Fells.
Yes.
Okay? And guess what happened, Brother Luan? For those of you that listen to Brother Polite, when I say download the Kitco app, guess how much silver is right now on that? Matter of fact, Luan, how much was silver last time you checked what it was worth?
Give me one second. Check right now.
Now, how much was it the last time you recall it?
Oh, I guess $30.
There you go. I told you this, right, brother? Mm-hmm. Silver is $16 right now. Do you think it's going to go back up to 30, Luan? Or more?
Yes.
Silver is $16 damn an ounce right now. And all I can tell my students is y'all better go down and buy as much of silver as possible, because Any day is just, and when I say any day, I mean 2 days from now, 3 days, 4, 5 days. When this happens, this is why we carry the Kitco app on our phone every day so we can see where gold and silver is at day to day. Because when those drops happen like that, you got to buy up as much as possible because it's going to go right back up.
Yes.
And guess what? You'll make $16 on everything that you did because it's going to at least double. You talking about doubling money in real time. Does that money go to Brother Polite? No, you don't pay me for the silver. You don't pay me for the gold. I told you where to go to get it. And I told you the app to get to monitor when the prices fluctuate. Because silver very rarely is $16 damn an ounce. Are you kidding me? It stays at an average of $28 to $32. So when it goes down to 16, that's when you buy it up. Then you sell it. Now, if you open up a precious metals refinery account with a trust, guess what happens? Every time that you buy, let's say silver, because it's cheaper. Platinum is cheaper than gold now. Gold is more money. Gold's like $1,100 an ounce now. Platinum's around $900. Silver is about $16 right now, which is remarkable. All those prices are remarkable.
Yes.
All of them.
Absolutely.
Because gold was up as high as $1,500, $1,600 last summer. Now it's down to $1,100. The profit that's made when it fluctuates, you just got to pay attention. That's what my wife Aminette does. She does precious metals refinery accounting. All she do is watch the fluctuations so she can buy and sell like stocks throughout the day to make people their money. That's what she does. Precious metals refinery accounting. I mean, it's a little bit deeper than that, but that's what she does. Kicking this to you, man, for absolutely free. This is just nuts. This is why I went on a 5-month hiatus and y'all thought I lost my mind, went Hollywood, as you say, and didn't give a damn about the conscious community. No, I can't stay here and be around people enjoying missing money and then saying we don't got nothing, we need donations, why nobody helping us. I can't be around that at the same time. And knowing damn well, much of what I'm telling you to do is go to this direction, tell them you want this, spend that much money on that, and none of it has anything to do with me. I'm your GPS. I'm just telling you what to do, where to go, how to do it. You don't want to get a trust from us? Get a damn trust after we taught you what to do with it. But I'm going to tell you this. How much money, Lawan? I'm going to go back to these precious metals because this is about trust. How much, Lawan, does the average company expect you to fund your trust with? Minimum.
50,000.
There we go. And if you don't believe it, all you got to do is just call somebody. So when we set up the trust, you know why people get insecure? Some people get insecure because they be like, man, why is it so little? Why does it cost so small? Why does it cost such a small dollar amount? And then other people don't even know that is the large amount of people don't even know they're getting a serious deal from us when we set up the trust and give you education coupled with the trust. So we get all the eyebrows, but let me ask y'all for 50K to set up a company so we can do the fund management and make a profit off the money you put in and give you the smallest portions. You look at me like I'm nuts from the time I say 50 G's. But we created a situation where you don't have to fund your trust at 50 grand because they do that to alienate us as a people. Because once you hear that, you ain't gonna want to trust. That got nothing to do with me. I'm just create an LLC and do what I gotta do. I'm gonna get me a non-for-profit because at least I ain't gotta fund it for no 50K. But we've shown you what you can do. We even go as far as showing you how to leverage the equity in your trust to purchase other assets. Because every time you retitle something to your trust becomes more equitable. It has more value. And you can borrow against your trust depending on what you have affixed to your trust. You see? Y'all to wake up. Y'all have to wake up. When it's about taxes, because you can have insurance policies that you can borrow against. But then on your insurance policy, what you would do is assign your trust to the insurance policy. We wouldn't have you retitle your insurance to the trust. It's because now it doesn't work to your better advantage when taxes are involved. So with insurance, you make assignments with the trust. But with the trust and real estate, you retitle. Or with gold and silver, you retitle. These are strategies. These are playbook strategies. So when you get on the court, you don't mess up. You run the play. You run past 2 screens. You get the ball. You kick it out when the double team comes. He shoots. It goes in. He's like 60% whenever he shoots an open shot on the right side. He's like 85% when he shoots an open shot on the left side. You're playing with the laws of average here. We're playing with the laws of average here. I don't play with this information. When I said we got to make money our religion, the first thing Negroes did, that's the devil. Yo, if you read in the Bible right here, it says this in this chapter about people who say they love money or love mammon. Yo, it's not that deep. I'm just saying commit ourselves, the same zealousness we had to be indoctrinated or to invoke spirit forces. Have the same zeal when it comes to study as it relates to economics. That's what I meant. I didn't mean nothing evil by it. But you omitted the logic behind the statement. You usurped the logic that is the statement to put forth these erroneous convictions. To do what with? To keep us suspended in poverty. So when you have a trust, and you set up a precious metals refinery account. Let me tell you something. This is the powerful part about it. All we're going to do is just kick knowledge nonstop, Brother Luan. We're just going to go crazy tonight.
No problem.
I just wanted to go crazy tonight. I want to OD on the info. And I dare them to try to find someone that can match up to what you and I say point for point. Let's just compete against each other. The world can compete against us. That's a fact. So when you set up a precious metals refinery account, and why would you do this? Again, I'm gonna tell you why you're doing this. You're doing this because, listen to this carefully, you're doing this because these are recession-proof assets, a term that you need to commit to memory. Dollars are not recession-proof. Metals are. And when you deposit, when you purchase, let's say silver, it's not considered deposit. It's considered a buy. And when you withdraw money out of your account that corresponds with that metals, it's considered a sell. So when you deposit into this type of bank, it's considered a buy. And when you withdraw monies that correspond with the precious metals you invested in, it's called a sell. Why is that important? Because you got your trust there. And your trust is a business. And every time you buy silver, every time you make a deposit, it's considered a buy. And every time you make a withdrawal, it's considered a sell. When you go to your regular banks like Wells Fargo, US Bank, Bank of America, BOFA, Chase, guess what? When you deposit money, it's not considered a buy. And when you withdraw money, it's not considered a sell. What is the advantage of that? Now Jay Wade says, can't own no deeds in NYC. Please, brothers, stick with us. Stick with us. Because there's tax lien states and there's tax deed states. Stick with us, brother. How about accent questions? Hold our hand. Because soon we're going to have to just bump you out of the chat for trying to distract people. Stop trying to win something, brother. There are tax lien states and there are tax deed states. That means some states are not tax lien states and some states are not tax deed states. I'm doing this for the people who may get hit with a stray bullet called miseducation. That's all that's for. People who get hit with a stray bullet called miseducation. Because we get hit with it plenty of times. Put on your armor, put on your bulletproof vest, because the miseducators are out here throwing slugs left and right. Now, when you go to the bank and you make a deposit or you make a withdrawal, it's never considered buying or selling. But when you set up a precious metals refinery account, you put your money into that. Whenever you make a deposit, it's considered a purchase, and whenever you make a withdrawal, it's considered a sale.
Yes.
Every time you get your own money out of the account, it's considered a sale on behalf of what? Your business. So this means you can write off your own deposits and withdrawals as part of business and get money from you putting your own money in and taking your own money out. You can write that off and get money for it. I don't know if people really understand what I'm saying. By the end of the year, you can make money from the money ventures
Yes.
that you've created in the form of just saving. And what does saving mean to New Covenant members? The ability to grow wealth exponentially. Why is that important? Because people conceptualize that saving means storage. So you have banks set up here for people to save money, meaning they just putting their money there to store the money. And the only thing that happens with storage is things devalue in storage. They get weathered down in storage. They get used in storage. You put it in storage because you intend to pull it back out of storage. What we're talking to you about is putting money places that it can only go upward or stay level, because the purpose of the trustee, when it comes to the trust, which would be you, is to see to it that the trust never accumulates negative asset value. That's based on the edict of the trust. Now, let me talk to you about the trust. Since we like being into religious dogma, since we like getting into religious dogma, let me give you a religious analogy about what trusts are. God creates the world. No one knows for sure if he actually did it. We ain't see it, but we say the world is so marvelous, surely it must have had a creator. Somebody is inspired by this unseen God, someone who we can see. And his word game is so good. His professions, his attestation, his example, his understanding is so good. We render unto him the status of a prophet. And we understand that his vision comes by way of the creator. And the creator sets laws, statutes, and commandments up. And the creator says, you teach the people these laws, statutes, and commandments, and y'all follow these laws, statutes, and commandments, and surely there will be a beneficiary. There will be an inheritance. Israel will be given land. You follow the laws, statutes, and commandments, and you surely shall be the benefactors. Your children shall be the benefactors. This is from the unseen God. And the medium that we believe got the information, whether he comes down the mountains with the tablets or the stones and says, hey, these are the 10 commandments, or 613, maybe 614, because Jesus gave us an additional commandment that ye love each other like I have loved you. Could be 614. All of that is another conversation. The fact of the matter is, what does this have to do with the trust? Well, what you'll find out is that a great deal of your judicial system, executive system, your legislative system is inspired by Judeo-Christian dispositions, more especially in the case of Judaism and other cultures of antiquity that precede them. So the construct of the trust is religiously inspired. And as far as the fact that the trust has a trustor or a grantor, okay, the trust has a set law. And the set law has a conveyance or communication or understanding with the trustee or the grantee. Or, okay, the trustee. Let's focus on the trustee. These are all synonyms that I'm using. So now, guess what? There's a creator of the trust. And the creator of the trust. And what is a trust? Another term for trust or any company out there is person or entity or legal person. So the trust is a person void of a body. This is not me making this up. Companies are called persons or legal fictions or entities. We're going to use the word person. It's set up in such a way so your business could come in your personage. So the trust is a person. And this person has no physical body. And then there's a creator. So you have a settler or the creator. You have a settler or the creator. And the whole mission of the creator of the trust is to turn over all fiduciary responsibilities to the trustee.
Yes.
So now we come over to this idea called what? Write this down. Control everything, own nothing. This is to your best advantage. Control everything, own nothing. When we have nothing and we're impoverished, we're driven by the idea to have a car in our name, to have a business in our name, to have a house in our name. The pride and the glory of looking at your bank card and seeing your name. You're like, yeah, that's me. When you start making more money, you start saying, shit, I got to take the car out my name. I got to take the business out my name. I got to take the house out my name. When you grow more in wealth and understanding, you realize, damn, I got to protect my name. And your scriptures tell you that, how valuable your name is. Your name to hell, because the second you make a mistake, now everybody knows. All the bureaus know. So now you can't even get a Walmart card. They like, would you like to sign up for this Walmart card just to see what's going on? And they type your name in the system, and here you are embarrassing a damn local supermarket because your name is on fire because you made 2-3 errors in your past, and they done spread the narrative to all the credit bureaus and anybody else that might have trusted you. They say, don't deal with him because it didn't work out with me. And another person, it didn't work out with me. But if you had companies that you could dissolve and you wreck new companies, persons, legal persons that came on your behalf, came in your personage, then they could easily go and you could erect new ones. And they can have their own form of credit and their own business numbers, reminiscent to that of a social security number. These businesses have numbers just like you have social security numbers because they're persons minus the body. So now what we're going to do? The creator of the trust created the trust for the purposes of the trustee to fulfill the will and pleasure of the creator as it relates to the law, statutes, and commandments in a religious perspective, as far as the analogy goes, or the provisions of the trust in a legal perspective. So when we see the trustee, if the trustee sees to it that the trust never accumulates negative asset value, which is one of the agendas of the trust per the creator, then there can be beneficiaries, people we can turn the assets over to when the trustee is no longer in place. Why is this important? Because now there's beneficiaries. If you follow the rules, and the rules and the regulations of the trust is to grow wealth. So as long as everything goes as planned, now people can benefit. So what is the trust? Property held on behalf of one in order that another may benefit. I'm giving you a concise definition.
True.
Property held on behalf of one in order that another may benefit. Okay? So now it's time to attack the creator of the trust. You can't go to the trustee attacking him because the trustee didn't create the trust. He only has the right, or she only has the right to make decisions on behalf of the trust. Do you not see the loophole that was purposely created to protect the businessman or the businesswoman? The trustee didn't create it. So how can you attack the trustee? They just doing their job. So you're doing the job of a company that you do run, but you don't necessarily own. And I know this is hard to grasp because so y'all selling people companies that people don't own. So who own it? We don't own it. We don't own it. This is what it is. This is what Donald Trump did when he went bankrupt, and Rosie O'Donnell had to lose her show because she said publicly Donald Trump went bankrupt because she was miseducated and she was laughing. But what they don't know is sometimes when you're doing your thing, not only do you go bankrupt, but you go bankrupt on purpose to sell your bankruptcy. You can sell your bankruptcy. How many of you know that? People purposely go bankrupt to sell their bankruptcy. Mystic Dunes bought out Tempest. Tempest purposely went bankrupt to sell their bankruptcy to Mystic Dunes. This is real estate. In fact, they don't call that real estate because it's kind of virtual. So that's timeshare talk. In Florida, they bought out Tempest. Tempest went bankrupt so they can sell faster because there's different chapters of bankruptcy. When 50 Cent says, I'm going bankrupt, he said he was going bankrupt. What did that mean? People are like, yeah, he losing his money. No, because by definition, the chapter that he filed for bankruptcy stipulated, since he was being sued, he said this, excuse me, I got so many assets that I'm gonna need some time to calculate what I have in place, what exactly is liquid, what's not liquid. Okay? And then what does this mean? We're gonna need like 6 months to a year to figure this out. Why is that important? Because that's gonna make the person suing you bleed. What do you mean make them bleed? Because they gotta, if I'm suing somebody for over $1 million, then my lawyers are gonna cost me a lot more money than the norm. And if someone creates a chess move where I gotta wait a year because they are entitled, because of their wealth, to double check their books so they can give an accurate evaluation of what it is they actually have, then I'm gonna make the person sue me bleed, because now when they wait 6 months, it's gonna cost them. And when they wait 1 year, it's gonna cost them. Then we're gonna go to court and the court is gonna say another 6 months. So now we know we're looking at 1.5 years. This person's gonna be spending money. And normally the person suing, the wealthier person, normally doesn't have enough wealth themselves in the first place. So they can't get it off the ground. So what they wind up doing is having to settle because they can forecast, I'm not even gonna have enough money. And the lawyers aren't gonna really tell you until you start being low on payments. And then they say, well, we took enough that we could get from him now. So now what we're gonna do, since we got is about as much as we can get from our client, now we're gonna inform our client, let's just settle out so we can get more money again. He can pay us back in interest for what he wasn't able to pay us, plus what he's supposed to pay us. And then we can give you the rest of your money. It's strategy.
Polite.
What's up?
Somebody just text me and sent me a confirmation that they, just by listening to this show, they just bought a tax lien certificate.
Congratulations.
Off the website that I just gave.
Congratulations, family.
Hillsborough County.
And that money did not come to us. And I'm still happy for you.
Right. Right.
I'm happy for you. Start your journey. You feel me?
Yes.
Come on, man. I don't play games. And then, and we showing you, if you purchase the right property and you retitle it to the trust, do you know how ridiculous the amount of bread you can make when you turn it over? Come on. I'm telling you. We write the books, we put the videos out, we teach the online classes. And if you want mentorship, I've created a condition where I can incorporate what you looking to accomplish and teach you at the same time, where I can still get paid the way I'm supposed to get paid. And when you get paid, and I can get paid again after you get paid. So I don't have to diminish who and what I am and what I've been getting paid. But I understand my community, so I can't beat you in the head. So I don't mind eating when you eat later, because I'm in a better position than I was in before. Before, I'm like, yo, I got to get paid straight off the back. We in conflict. I ain't got no money. Neither do I. So you see, now we in conflict, because the money I don't got is a lot more than you got. But the money you willing to give is not enough for me based on what I could do with my talents and my skill sets. We was in a conflict. But now we've created better opportunities around ourselves, and the concept is a lot more better. I'm like, I can mentor you into your growth, and we can make this work. We can partner up and we can make it work. That's how you think. That's how we get it done. You can stay there and have high demands of people that are making money and what they should do with it in respect to people like you. Or you can say, you know what, I'm gonna just put myself in those people's positions. With knowledge, it's really not as hard as people would like to make you believe, family. It's really not as hard. And look at Lawan, just giving away free information on what you can do to patronize people that we have no affiliation with, just like David H. Fells. I have no affiliation with them. I have no contract, broker deal. I'm not brokering deals for them where I make a percentage. No. Just like, you know, that's the wave, and download that Kitco app. And if you need more info on that, that's what you do pay for. When we doing those UCC classes, those 4 classes that we got coming up, pay for them classes, family. That's what you can do. Because if you think we going ham right now and giving you websites and going, yo, you have no idea how crazy this information can get. This is not when you buy from us, then you find out, hey, there's still another $300 price and then there's another $5. This is not the 2 a.m. paid program and show. So, hey, guys. And then they got all these fake people talking about, we made money here and there. Yeah, man, I was so happy. We was living bad. Thank you, Bob. This ain't one of them conversations. This ain't one of those conversations. Someone named Eric Vergara said, good looks, Lawan. I used that info and flipped it to check other states. Come on, man. This is what I'm talking about. This is the love that we giving to people. And you know what people do? Go to such and such. He's the one with the economic information. I'm like, I never heard that guy talk about UCC a day in my life. You see, what you're trying to do is make me argue with another good brother. That's why I mentioned his name, so it doesn't sound condescending to him, because it's not about him. It's about the way people try to pit one brother against the other. Yeah. I'm down with the philosophy of economics and all that. And I'm just saying, we got to learn how to do something fast. Donald Trump is in office, family. Donald Trump is in office. So everyone else can do their Kanye West video. Kanye West went crazy. Everyone else can say, hey, that white man, he got locked up and he got the death penalty. That's news too. But we also need a medium where we could exchange data that when you get off, come back home, brother. Thank you. When you get on, you need to say, hey, I can make this information applicable.
Oh, man, you know what? That's very important also. The brother, Jay Way, is talking about weed stocks, which is very important, because I just actually talked to some brothers about a week ago about weed spots.
Weed spots.
Weed spots. You heard me? I was about to say weed spots. No, listen. So what I did was I told them that I will help them build their company. Brother said he was going to move to Portland and open up a lab. And I said, well, all right, cool. Get your guys on the phone. I talked to you guys about the company, how you can do a capital raise for a medical marijuana facility. And I said, right now, there are over 800 applications for license in Canada and about maybe 100 in the United States. And I said, what you want to do is have a 2-tier strategy when it comes to your capital raise, because what the investors are looking for is how you handle customer intake and retention. So if you can show them, you can tell them in your business plan or your private placement memorandum how you're going to make money or how you're going to bring in customers, they'll actually give you the money for your business. And accredited investors actually invest a minimum of $25 million. And when I told them those numbers, they were very excited. But I told them, I said, your 2-tier strategy, besides the medical marijuana facility, you should actually build labs, because if you build the labs, you'll be ready for all the licensees that's going to come, the new wave that's going to come out in the next year or so. Right now, the industry has profited over $2.7 billion with regulatory issues. There's only about 26 states that have agreed to allow the selling of medical marijuana. So if a person right now looking at that and looking at the numbers, $2.7 billion in 2 years with regulatory issues, imagine when it becomes the new wave. What you want to do is actually invest in those companies that have medical marijuana facilities in the United States or abroad. But you should do it now. Okay. Vanguard has not developed I guess because there's not enough companies to do an index fund, which are very safe when it comes to long-term strategies. But if you are looking to invest in anything in the stock market, you should be looking at weed stocks, like my brother said, right? Not weed spots.
Right.
You know,
But
definitely.
we got Jay. He got a W for that, Jay. Got a W. Not haters, brother. We're gonna give you your props, but please stick to the subject.
Right. I wanted to definitely chime in on that because you know, developing an investment strategy, you should have at least 6 income streams. If you don't, then you're not serious about investing. If you don't invest at least a third of your monthly income, then failure will haunt you. Failure in your finances will haunt you if you're not at least investing a third of your monthly income. If you're making major purchases, you should actually be able to have the money for 3 times the amount. Okay, so if you see a sweater you like or whatever, you know, budgeting. If it's a $300 sweater, you should be able to buy 3 of those. If you can't, then you shouldn't buy it. I'm just using a small thing when it comes to budgeting and actually making purchases and what you should be putting your money to. A third of your monthly income should go towards living. A third of your income should go towards investing, and the other. Right. And when you actually, and you know, mortgages are not the devil. I don't like them. But if you're going to make a play for a mortgage, what you should do is actually get a pre-approval on the one spouse. Okay, not 2. Okay, because the other spouse, that's for your investment strategy. That is for your building strategy. Your emergency funds should come out of that extra income. But if you're going to look for a mortgage, you should actually do it on one income, and your living should only represent a third of your income. If it represents more than that, then you are cheating yourself and you're over your head. Okay, I wanted to chime in a little bit about ownership versus control. When you're buying a house, right, and just understanding that people call you an owner is actually baffling to me, but it means that ownership actually attests to a conditional way of purchasing. Okay, when you buy a house and you have a mortgage, what's happening is you're pledging your property as collateral for the loan. Okay, if you're pledging the property as collateral for a loan, that's not a true sale. So in order to foreclose on you, you must either the legal system have to recharacterize the actual structure of the deal. Okay, because it's buying and selling for goods. The goods is the house, the buyer is you, and the seller is the seller who is selling a property. Rather, he's a for sale by owner, expired listing, or so on and so forth. If you're buying the house, what you should do if you're going to get a mortgage is make sure that you have a strong enough equity position so you can actually use that equity in order to buy a property cash. And right now, what's very attractive if you're going to buy property is the condominiums. If you're going to buy condominiums versus a single family, you'll find out that the capitalization ratios are actually better. When I say cap rates, that means that you have less expenses than an actual single family home. So it's better you can get actually more rent too, depending on the area that you're buying the property in or the condominium, you can get more rent for those. Okay. And back to ownership versus control. How do you control a property? You control a property through the trust, because the trust is actually set up in a way for assets. It's not for any encumbered assets or anything that where a company would have a first position lien on you like a mortgage. But if you're developing assets and you're buying tax deeds or tax liens that eventually turn into tax deeds, what you want to do is actually put it in a wealth building system like a trust, and that's how you control your interests. A little story here. My wife, her father bought her a car when we first got together, and the car was a Toyota. It was brand new. And when her father finished paying off the car, when they gave us the title said that the lien was released by Toyota Trust. It was not released by Toyota corporation, because the corporation would not hold any assets, because the true value of the company, what the company is worth, what is the biggest thing on their balance sheet is the cars. The cars should not be in the corporation's name, it should be in the trust name. And that's exactly the business model that they have, where their assets are in a trust. So why not you? Okay, if you're actually serious about business, you're serious about asset wealth, then you should have a trust. Just the other day, maybe I think it was yesterday, Donald Trump's attorney, you can hate Donald Trump, but guess what? Yesterday, I saw more information given on TV than I've seen in a long time, because if you go back to the video, Donald Trump's attorney is very, very well equipped when it comes to trust. If you see how she established or how she moved property from the corporation to the trust and made the son the trustee and the manager, if you see how that was done, you will understand how rich people think. They don't think in terms of put something in my name, I want to build my name. No, they think I want to build my trust. I want to build the asset value of my trust. I want to make sure that my trust does not accumulate negative asset value. So only good performing assets can actually go in my trust. That's why we speak on tax liens and tax deeds, because they are actually very attractive with yields starting at maybe 6%, but strong going from 12 to 36% interest. You don't have that type of yield in the industry or any industry. I challenge anyone that watched this video to actually make another video and say something that has more attractive yields than tax lien certificates. And that's why we speak about the best products. If we're going to actually invest, we should actually invest in the best products.
Let's go to Texas. What kind of rates was Texas offering?
Texas had up to 25%. I believe, you know, Texas, they start as I just had a conversation with a brother on Facebook. I posted my book in Claude Anderson's page, and then the brother said, you know what, I invest in tax liens in Texas. And I said, well, there's not really a lot of room for investing in tax liens in Texas. And the brother just went off on a tangent. Was like, no, man, you could do this and you could do that and everything like that. I was, but I know it's actually a deed state, but it actually starts as a tax lien. But there are companies that lend money to insolvent homeowners in that area. So they're going through the books to see who's actually, like, they're going through pendants list, which is actually, to know who's up for foreclosure through taxation or whatever have you. They're going through those lists to actually see who is delinquent or may be delinquent in the next month, next 2 months, 6 months, and they are extending loans to those people. That's what a tax lien in any other state you're doing, but it's not legal in every state where you can actually extend loans. But that's what you're doing to the homeowner, because you have redemption periods. You have redemption periods where the homeowner can actually redeem their property. You have to pay the property, the principal plus the interest, and that's why the investment is so attractive.
And I put in the chat room for the people that was asking, where do we buy the trust? You can put the link in there, but you can go to I Am Better for Life and click the New Covenant link. And when you click the New Covenant link, you look for it and you'll see the NC New Covenant Trust. Okay? Sovereign Irrevocable Trust, that is. So you
somebody asked about Nevada and California. California is a tax deed state. If you want to invest in California, which they have very good sales and a lot of good properties, if you do your due diligence, you can come out on top. But most of their sales have went online. So they have like one online company that's handling the bulk of the sales in the state of California. This is right to right. I don't want to say brother or because I don't know who it is. But the thing is that when you invest in California, there's a website called Bid for Assets. .com that you can invest in California tax deeds. It's a deed state, California. Someone else was asked the question, was the trust a holding company? Absolutely, the trust can be a holding company. I have a couple of questions here that I saw. People saying investing in notes. Yes, investing in notes is actually good to do if you do your homework. When it comes to the notes that you're buying, just like anything else, due diligence is very important. And I want to talk a little bit about how to do due diligence, because I don't know if everyone knows the rules that are in place or what's good information. Why do I buy? Okay, so you know, a lot of people, they actually they have a problem with gentrification. Okay, but that's music to an investor's ears, because if you know an area is about to be gentrified, you should buy everything there.
Talk to them. Now let's also speak to them.
Okay.
The county surveyor. Why is the county surveyor so important? We got to do a class on how to go house shop. That's what we need to do. That's got to be next week, you know. And I got an insurance, one of our members who has their own insurance company coming up here too next week. You know, we doing this the right way. You can't escape it. However, sometimes you want to buy a vacant lot. And people say, man, Polite be talking crazy. He talking about buying vacant lots. He's talking about buying landfills. And they only $800 and they only $1,500 and some is only $600. And why would I want to just buy some land for $1,800 that really represents nothing? And there's houses on the left and houses on the right, or really nothing anywhere. He's just buying a piece of a land that's made up of a larger piece of land that is doing nothing for nobody. Why would he buy those kind of lots? There's a number of reasons. One, I might be in a relationship and I might want to give it to the woman as a form of dowry. So you want to give a landfill? You want to just give a vacant lot to a woman? Yeah. Why? Because the vacant lot might be worth $12,000 and I might be getting it for $800. You say, what's the science behind that? She can always pull out the equity on that. I may pay for a lot that costs $1,500, just nothing but dirt. Very small space, but it may be worth 20 grand. But people say, worth 20 grand, what are you gonna do on it? You gotta build a house on it. No, I'm gonna sit on it in case of emergency, because then I can get a home equity line of credit as soon as possible. Like if I got a relationship with a bank and I've been banking with them at least 6 months, that qualifies me for a home equity line of credit, which is when you can get the value of that property by percentage, at the highest being 70%, especially if you've done Wells Fargo, or at the lowest, 60%. So we look at a $20,000 property that we buy for $1,500, and we say it's $20,000. What's 70% of $20,000? Well, that's going to be $14,000. So my $1,500 investment symbolically, or technically, I should say, represents $14,000 cash on hand, revolving line of credit, if I need to invest in what? They were selling franchises for $10,000, these $10 spots. They have a store locator process where they put you right where you will definitely make money. They help you with your marketing for the first 3 months, and they help you hire people for your first 3 months. And they were selling this thing for $10,000. There's a tax deed auction. And I say, hey, I'm about to buy the vacant lot. Everybody wants the house. I'm buying that dirty piece of shit right over there for $1,500 because it's worth $20,000. And even with the worst credit, I'm still going to get $12,000 out of it. And I can invest $10,000 into the $10 spot that they're going to help me market and get my administrative staff together for the first 3 months, supply it with clothes, everything. And the $10 spot is going to help me net anywhere between $80,000 to $120,000 a year. which means I'll be able to pay back the revolving line of credit that represents the $12,000 because my credit was so bad I only could get $12,000 out of the $20,000 from the $1,500 investment. Now I'm making anywhere between $90,000 to $120,000, which is more than enough, more than what I was making prior, because I probably was at poverty level with a family of 4, making $32,000 amongst the 4 of us. Now I added an additional 90. Let's take the lesson. Instead of the 120, let's make that $90,000 a year we making from an investment that cost us $10,000 that we was able to access from a $12,000 home equity line of credit per a purchase that we spend $1,500 for. Just rewind the video. I made no error. That's why you would buy a piece of dirt, because the dirt is worth X amount of money versus the investment that you put forth. That's why you buy the dirt, people. That's why you buy the dirt. If you buy the book, buy the house, sign the contract, protect the asset, no mortgage, no protest, no jurisdiction. You see that I speak about these strategies in the book. When you buy pennies off of millionaires, what is the subtitle? And houses are the new credit cards, because you get a card that represents the equity of the property when you apply and be approved for a home equity line of credit. You get an actual card. And the APR rate is lesser than that of any other credit card. I hope y'all listening, because I know this people, this is the white man's information. I can hear somebody talking that craziness. I'm telling you, it gets real. Polite talk about martial law. Come on, man, I ain't got no damn time to talk about that. This is what I'm talking about, man. You almost got yourself blocked, my brother. You probably mean well. Think about it, man. Think about it. Listen to what I'm talking to y'all about, man. I hope y'all understand. I hope you're appreciating what we're doing. Just giving it away. Don't say you ain't. I'm telling you, this is what you can say. I'm just telling you, those classes that we putting on, if we giving it up like this right now, just imagine what we're gonna put forth for those classes. Let me bring it back to y'all.
Absolutely.
Let me bring it back to y'all before we get on into the next question, and then we bring the callers in. I hope y'all enjoying it. Press 9 if you're enjoying the class. Press 9. Press 9 if you feel this class is very informative and you are definitely picking up strategies. Okay? If you're picking up strategies, press 9 in that chat. There we go. Bank of Polite. We damn sure need that. We got to go in. There we go. Just taking a look to see what's going on. That's what's up. That's what's up. I want y'all to see how it looks. That's what's up, man. I appreciate it. So you know what? You got us motivated to keep teaching. That's all I need. I need to see the 9s up. Throw those 9s up, and we're going to keep going in, because now I know people listening. Now I know people listening. Can we retouch on the Kitco info? Yeah, I'll do that. Why not? I'll write it right here. Type this up. KITCO. Type that up. Let's go there, shall we? Let's see what happens. Let's do this on your phone, though, and download it so wherever you go, you can keep looking at it. Metals quotes. Look at that. Kitco. Get the app. The app tells you what's going on day to day. The app is way more put together. This is going to look a little confusing. I've never even been to the website, and all the time that I have the app, I'll be maneuvering around the app, because the app is cut and dry, tell you what's going on. But this is the site, Kitco. Okay. This is the site. So you see, gold is at $1,194.10. You could go as high as $1,200 right now. Silver's at $16. You hear that? I'm there. Silver right now is at $16. I know you rocking, but it's 16. And what was the dollar amount it was? Like 32 or something. Last time we checked. So if somebody buys this up right now, I guarantee y'all, if y'all listen to me right now, I'll do a show the very next day after, when this thing says $32, and you're going to be saying you could have flipped your money twice. pull out half of it, which would represent your principal, which is now your profit, and keep the other half in there and see what happens. Look at that, man. Platinum is less than gold now because gold is more rare, $968. And they're using gold for a lot more things than they used to because of new technology. It's the easiest metal to bend or flatten, and it's used for a lot of electronics as well. Serious electrical equipment that needs to be used, like by NASA. So it's very, very valuable right now. It's only going to go up higher. But silver is going to have an influx eventually.
Yes.
So sit on that silver because it's so cheap, it's going to be bought up. It's so cheap that since it's going to be bought up, it's going to wind up becoming scarce. And when it becomes scarce, you're going to be sitting on silver like it was stock. Trust me when I tell you.
Yes, sir.
Every month, you got an extra $30, $60. Buy you some silver and just keep doing it every month until one day that shit turn into $100 in value. And you be saying, man, I bought mine for $16 a pop, $30 a pop. Now it's $100. And I done bought 100 of those joints. Now you got 10 grand. If you bought 1,000, you might wind up with 100 grand. But if you bought 100, you might wind up with near 100 grand, depending, because the way these markets fluctuate, sometimes they fluctuate inside of 2 hours and drop. And those are 2 silent hours you walking around talking about you ain't got no money. But if you bought some silver, you can mess around and in 2 hours be winning. You type in Kit Code and you download it on your site, man. You keep those 9s going. Come on, we going beast mode, family. I'm not asking you for no money. And look whose face you see right there, Donald Trump. Come on, y'all got to get in tune with the market, family. If y'all not in tune, if y'all, Brother Lawan told you, you need to have at least 6 different forms of income. And you need to be able to invest at least 1/3 of your income. And I'm going to go one more step into it and tell you, you should be making at least 150 grand a year, because that's considered to be the dollar amount when you actually can make more for your dollar when investing. Apply that to the stratagem. That means you're supposed to be able to invest at least 50K in order to remain wealthy from one year to the next. You're supposed to be able to invest 50K. Win, lose, or draw. So the goal got to be to get to the $150,000 mark, because that's where wealth begins in economics. But yeah, you can send me the emails. I think I got that somewhere. Hold on. I think I put that somewhere. Boom. I'm so together. I'm getting it together. brotherpolite45@gmail.com. Email me about tonight's class. Come on. I know you got love for us, but email me based on what you're looking to get done. That's what you do. Let's keep this thing all the way 100. We don't want to waste no time. There's a lot of people we got to connect with, and then we got a lot of our own responsibilities as well. But that's the trust, actually. Dang, why I did that? Of course, you're on the Brother Polite site. You know what? Let me go back to Brother Polite. Let me do it like that. 25. Let's go here to New Covenant. When you click New Covenant, Crown Doctrine. Brother Juan, I'm going to ask you to break down this Crown Doctrine that many like to call status correction. I ask you to go into that when the time comes. Here goes the New Covenant Sovereign Irrevocable Private Trust Service. And with Lawan as your caseworker, he's going to show you what to do. Don't exhaust him, because he gives you so much more. Other people just give you service and go. Lawan actually gives you planning. Now, if you want a fund manager, talk to him. He'll take you there. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's my guy that I send the celebs to. And that's an absolute fact. I'm not trying to tell you nothing crazy. That's a fact. I don't send them to no one else but Lawan. Okay? You know what? Let me do one more thing.
Okay.
Let me just do one more thing. Right. But he's the guy. He's the guy that I send the family to when it comes time to get this thing in. You know, slow down the momentum. but you got to get this information. Again, take those classes, because with just taking this video and the other real estate video I did like 2 or 3 days ago, watch those 2 videos, this video and that video, and then come back over here and get these courses, or get the courses now. You get all 4 for $100, or you could pay $30 for each one. But it's a pay-per-view online UCC course. I'm gonna ask Lawan this stuff, man. Ask Lawan. That's what we gotta do. Ask Lawan Thursdays. That's what we need. We're gonna throw y'all in the chat. So we're gonna start this, and we're gonna get some time out this brother, man. You know, we gonna throw some donations at this brother so we can qualify his time. Because you just don't get Lawan like that. I don't never just send people to Lawan. It's disrespectful to send anybody to this brother. And you don't hear me talk like that about people. Y'all know that. Name the last time you heard me talk about somebody with this kind of prestige. You don't hear that. And it's not because people are not brilliant. It's just in terms of this. That's the guy you go to. If you got him as your caseworker, I don't give a damn if he talk a little negative to you. That's only because he's pushing you to get better. He's a coach. He's a life coach in many respects. You feel me? Just more versatile and fluent in the language of business. Come on. He's dealt with so many people on so many levels. You feel me? I had him talk to so many of the top dogs, and everybody says he's so good, to the point I had to talk to him like, bro, we got to get you back into the community, man. I know you like it. I know you like building with them. I know the bread is a whole lot more better, but I need you to do me a favor. And what I will do for you, brother, I'll get some donations going or something. It ain't about the money with him, but I feel uncomfortable because I know what he's doing and who he's doing it with. So I can't ask him to do but so much because he's swamped with the work he has. But you have pay-per-view online UCC course Sunday, January 15, 2017. Learn how to conduct filings for UCC. Learn how to use the UCC to secure your transactions. Learn about the things that go wrong with UCC as it relates to the most common mistakes. Learn why it is even necessary to use UCC, especially when it comes to real estate. How to use your trust is another thing he's going to go into. Pay-per-view online property research Sunday, January 22nd, 2017. How to conduct title search. How to use the county surveyor. Learn about the tax equalization ratio. How to understand the comps. Next one, pay-per-view online tax lien tax deed class. Sunday, January 29th, 2017. These are all online classes. How to study tax lien, how to study tax deed, how to get data from your local county, how to find properties outside of your state without risk, how to annuitize your returns. Next one, pay-per-view online accelerated health course, Sunday, February 5th, 2017. What herbs can you mix with each other and why? How to increase potency, raise libido with herbs, and which herbs can you use to increase memory? So this is going to be an online workshop. I'm gonna actually show you how to mix these herbs and make it happen. Okay, and the reason why I put some health there, because I just didn't want to charge you with the conviction to build and grow wealth, because the whole purpose of us growing wealth is so we can grow in health. They're coupled with each other. We're talking about the quality of life, and we say, dang, but it costs money to make that transition. So I'm showing you how to make the money. Please invest it back into your life. Don't spend more money on your rims and then spend $2.50 because it gives you the food gives you, or the company gives you a free 50-cent soda. So now you got fried rice and wings with extra scallions, hot sauce, ketchup, and barbecue sauce, and a damn cheap ass tea filled with a domino bag of sugar. And because you get the soda for free, you run it off happy and cheesing for $2.50. Only to find out what? That your damn rims on the car is $5,000. But you give your biological vehicle $2.50. Come on, we could do better than that. So yeah, these classes are $30 each, but you can buy them for the whole thing for $100 the package, and you'll get that from the following place. Where is the following place? Okay, you get that from the Brother Polite site. You're gonna go to services for that one. So you have Brother Polite, you're gonna click service. There you go. The first thing you see is the $100 package, 4 pay-per-view online course package. It's the first thing you're gonna see. phone consultations. If you really must talk, don't lie to yourself and say 5 minutes, 2 minutes. Phone consultation is $200. Okay, in-person consultation is $300. Mark Lawan at the same price. I'll put his name and mine's there, but same thing for him. So if you purchase that and you need to talk to Lawan, go ahead. You got him. $200 an hour, $300 an hour in person, $200 an hour on the phone. We do not waste time. Do not pay for the consultation and not have a pen and paper. Be prepared, because when it's personal, we go hard. So it's so much there. And someone asked, so if I order a status correction, of course they mean Crown, Lawan, the Crown Doctrine. If they order status correction, how soon can I expect to receive that service? That's Joy Loves, Lawan. How soon can they expect to receive it if they purchase it?
Status correction. If I do it for you, then it'll take about 2 weeks. But if we're doing it together, and I'm showing you what to do, how to documents, it probably take about 60 days.
Okay. So is there, that's what we good on. I just wanted to answer that sister's question.
Okay.
Also, family, before
wait, one sister. I'm sorry. Ask me a question. Oh, okay. Go ahead. Because I probably do due diligence, but I have a whole plan to show. But go ahead.
We'll be emailing the link for class Sunday on Saturday. Lawan, your service is getting a little choppy, and I want to make sure that we are real good. So I don't know what you may or may not have to do. Right now, you're sounding good all over again. I knew the second I tell you it was going to happen.
Okay.
So yeah, the information's out here. Do your thing. Do your thing. So I also wanted to let the people know the reason why I will also buy a vacant lot on another occasion is because I'll go to county surveyor. You know, I will study the building plans for the community. And what does that mean? Someone may intend on building a mall on the same block that I buy that empty space called a vacant lot. It may be 3-4 years from now. So people like, what does that mean? Well, my piece of dirt that I own proudly, that is make sure it's clean so I don't get no tickets. And I'm paying property taxes for. When I land on year 4, when they decide to start building the mall, guess who is in the way of them building the mall?
Yes.
Brother Polite, the guy they have to pay to move. A lot of times these people make building plans and they don't even buy all the property up yet. They slip. So what you do, if you could afford to, you buy some property in the way of their beautiful plan. And you wait until someone calls you and says, yo, how much you want for that piece of dirt you got over there? Because we see the assets value for that dirt is 20 grand. They're like, oh no, that dirt is worth $1 million. They be like, I hate Negroes. And maybe I don't get the $1 million. Maybe I only get 1/10. 100 racks ain't bad either. But damn it, I bought it to sell. You know what I'm saying? That's better than squatting. It's better than squatting. So I buy property in the way of plans.
Yes.
To create big buildings or, you know, zoning rules. Study the zone. Somebody will be planning to build a skyscraper or build a company that needs to go up 3-4 floors. And unbeknown to a lot of people, that property is the property where they intend to build may be out of their zoning, meaning not only may they be building too much onto the sidewalk, but in width, they may have built too much into yours because after years of one property going up and another property going down and uneducated consumers, oftentimes people's properties are part of other people's zones. And that's a conflict that has to be remedied by way of cash. I'll take check 2. So you want to study the zone and everything and understand who has intentions to build in the future. You can always do that. This is public information. And when you do this, then you could turn around and say, you know what, I'm going to invest in that property with the understanding that in order for them to build that property, the property that already exists there is partially part of my property now. Oh yeah, so when they start that building, maybe we let them build up enough so that they get comfortable with how everything looks on your side of the property without them knowing that's actually your side. Let them build it up a little. Say, hey, I was on vacation, man. Just came back and y'all build on my property. I'll sue. No, what you want? We see this property is only $20,000. I want $1 million. Why not? Somebody would do it to you. But this is an idea that you was able to forecast 4 years ago, 4 years later. See? So you got to study the building plans of a community, not solely because you can also understand your property value is going to go up. So even though my property will be $20,000, that dirt value is going to go up too when the building goes. And in addition to that dirt value going up, it's assets value. So will the value be when I sell it over, because I'm in the way of the people who have a vision. And their vision doesn't include build this big luxury mall and have a parking lot affixed to it, but you have to walk past this empty lot filled with dirt, with plants growing out the ground that no one ever saw before. It's going to throw off the whole immaculate conception that they had. You know, so I hope y'all listening. Strategy.
Yes.
So, strategy. You just got to get into the game. Once you get into the game, it's a wrap. Don't forget to download the Kitco app. Download that. We're going to have a conversation about gold and silver. We just make that a class. There's so much that we can discuss, so much that we can cover. We don't need to play games with the other information. I do that other stuff so people know I'm diverse. I'm diverse in my abilities to communicate other types of ideas and worldviews. But this is what we need. This is the information we got to tap into, family. Don't let no one fool you. This is what we came to bring. This is what I'm into. This is where my heart is at. It's just I go on platforms and people don't care about this kind of upliftment because we're using the system. Okay. So
Yes.
I had a question for you.
Oh, one person was talking about how, and I just wanted to go into that briefly. Is the sound still messed up?
You're good, brother.
Oh, okay. Just briefly about investing in real estate on houses. When you, if you don't have the cash or the credit, right? Let's say, for instance, you want to break into real estate and you see some deals or whatever, or you want to learn how to accumulate deals, what you should look into is wholesaling. You can find people that want to sell their properties. You can look in for sale by owner lists, or you can look in the county, the list pendants list. All right, those are people who have a pending case of foreclosure maybe, and they probably want to sell their property or do a short sale or whatever. But if you can sell that property for them, what could happen is you can make a considerable amount of money just by assigning the contract to a ready, willing, and able buyer. Flipping houses, that's wholesaling. When you can find a for sale by owner that wants to sell their property, you can make a contract with that seller and you can assign that contract to a ready, willing, and able buyer, a person that, if you're going to do this business, you should actually be building up buyers, letting people know you're in the business, and then you'll be able to be a liaison or referral agent in order to bring those two people together, and you can make money in between that deal. I can get into more detail. We'll get into that a little later. When it comes to flipping houses, most people use hard money lenders in order to do that. I am a hard money lender. So if you need a loan for a house, you can also, get in touch with me for that service. But when you're using a hard money lender, most of the time The term is about 24 months or 12 months for a loan. The rule is to lend long or borrow short. So borrow short term because you have a house and you don't want a 30-year mortgage if you're flipping houses. You want a short-term loan. It may cost you a little bit more, meaning that the interest rate may be higher. But if you're buying a property in an area that that is well-to-do, has a good school system, rail system, bus system, it's a thriving metropolitan area, and you buy there. You buy the single families there because families actually move into single family houses. Okay. If it's an area that you can't afford to live in, that's okay too. Matter of fact, that's the best place to buy because there's always a deal there. And if you buy in a house for $150,000 and it's worth 300 after repair value, then you have a considerable amount of money to make when you actually sell that house. But if you're doing your due diligence and rating the neighborhood to make sure that there are good schools, good rail system, a thriving marketplace where people are actually desiring to live, that's where you flip houses at. You don't flip houses where people don't want to live. Okay. There's no such thing as a bad market. I saw one brother put in there that location is everything. Location is not everything. What's everything is the numbers, capitalization ratios. You must know how much money you're going to make after expenses. You must know that there's no such thing as a bad market because there's someone making money off of a bad market. There are markets that you don't go into with a mortgage. You don't get a mortgage on a multifamily in an area where there's constant murders, prostitution, or anything that is undesirable for tenants or for actually flipping that house if you want to unload your assets. But when it comes to flipping houses, again, I say go in the well-to-do neighborhoods and find a deal. That's where you flip houses at. You don't flip houses where it's not just the perfect neighborhood. And that's why due diligence is important. Finding out, these are some questions you want to ask yourself when it comes to due diligence, right? How does the neighborhood rate? What is the market analysis per property type? What is the summary of all debt associated with the subject properties? What are the net operating loss carry forwards on the potential acquisitions? That's for aggressive purchases. This refers to not net operating losses and gives you a more accurate assessment of the property's overall financial state. Okay, what is the forewarning climate of gentrification? Timelines and scheduling of projects that are coming into that area. You need to ask yourself these questions when it comes to due diligence. You must know what to do in that marketplace. It's not always a marketplace where you want to have over-levered properties, meaning that you have mortgages, high rates or, adjustable rate mortgages, and you're paying interest-only payments. That type of stuff is just not good for marketplaces that are about to be gentrified because you really don't know. You don't know, but if you have cash, you should buy cash in those neighborhoods. Okay, but that's a couple of questions that you should ask yourself when it comes to due diligence. In a neighborhood, it's all about the numbers. It's about the accounting, your profits, your losses. Well, over the last 3 years, Warren Buffett said something that was very important. He said that, I study annual reports. Before he buys a company, he studies the annual reports. It's all about the numbers. This is not emotional. You should know exactly the financial health of a company before you invest in it. He'll invest in a company when it is on its way out, but it has a good, steady stock price for the last 10 years. He'll buy. But, we're not talking about stocks right now. We're talking about houses. So you have to understand the financial health of a property. So doing due diligence for that property or that neighborhood, what are the numbers? If you go into a neighborhood and you see a whole bunch of for rent signs, guess what? You shouldn't buy there. If you see more than 5 for sale signs, guess what? You shouldn't buy there. Okay. Or if you have a holding strategy, that's when you should buy there. If you have a holding strategy, meaning that the property or the area is being geared up for gentrification, then you have a holding strategy for that area. So when it comes to mortgages, we just have to be careful when we're borrowing money for long term, because they can foreclose on you, or they will, at least try to foreclose on you. We handle foreclosures, but the thing is that when you're flipping houses, whether it's through wholesaling or through hard money loans, there is a different set of criteria for due diligence for each type of investment. Play.
I'm with it. And so let me just take you guys to Brother Lawan's greatest contributions to our community. Some of his greatest contributions. Come on, you can see a backcourt like this. You saw Klay Thompson and Stephen Curry. You feel me? Just darker versions. So, this thing right here. I mean, what we coming with right now, the new projects is nuts, but defeasance of the statute staple and merchant staple, very powerful. Okay, and of course, Blood is Thicker Than Water is a very related book. This is the polygamy book. People always asking me about it. We put it back out. Romantic or Roman Antics, polygamy or monogamy. All right, so let's go into that. Of course, I got a book on a breakdown of Hebrew. Very powerful book, very popular book. A lot of the Hebrew brothers that's in our community appreciate it. So, Blood is Thicker Than Water, very deep. And I got a funny joke I'm gonna share with y'all that's on Instagram. I can't believe people, they're so slow. So here we got New Covenant, status correction and defeasance of the statute staple, statute merchant. And if you understand these terms, then you'll be able to appreciate what these ones mean and represent, that prefix it, okay? And then we also have tax lien on steroids right here. Tax lien on steroids. Get your copies. Tax lien on steroids. This is a special deal right now because the book actually costs way more. This is a special deal right now, tax lien on steroids. You're going to get the nuances of that particular genre of real estate. Tax lien on steroids. Of course, we would suggest you get the introduction to the tax lien book, because that tax lien on steroids is accelerated. It's a thinner book from this book, obviously. But you put those two books together and you're going to wind up somewhere very special. This was the pennies off of millionaires. And houses are the new credit cards. That's what you need to get into. Okay, and of course, some of these got very lengthy descriptions because I'll be wanting to give my all. The family's telling me, man, make the description shorter. But, sometimes you want to kind of get into the book early. And soon you'll be able to click some images of the books and be able to peel through some of the pages while you're on the site. I used to do that. I just switch it up so you don't think you know what's on the site. I like you to be surprised. I like you to get acclimated to the site and then give it a makeover. But so far, so good. So far, so good with the new site, man. We're looking good. Well, actually, the site is not new, but I'm actually using it now. It's that time. Don't forget to download the Brother Polite app as well. Download that Brother Polite app. And of course, there's other things here. Don't forget the services you can get, the trust in particular, the PCRN. We just get Lawan, break these things down another day. But right now, we are looking at the NC Sit. Brother Lawan, I want you to break down the Crown Doctrine and in respect to UCC and where the trust comes in retrospect to the person who's trying to grow wealth. Why is the Crown Doctrine important? Because the Crown Doctrine actually, it works alongside the trust. And we still have that formula. You feel me? We just doing what we can to make things very simple. But you are in the best position when you get the trust and you get the Crown Doctrine. Just break down the Crown Doctrine and incorporate where the use. Well, you can't really talk about the Crown Doctrine without talking about UCC anyway. So just give us a synopsis of the UCC in respect to the Crown Doctrine and the relationship with the trust and the person, the real person, the organic person, the person who gets the service. Tell us, why is this necessary to build wealth in the first place? Why is the Crown Doctrine so integral?
Okay.
UCC and the trust and the person that's using these different mediums. You can start building. I'll get you back right now.
All right. Okay. The Crown Doctrine and the UCC. The UCC actually points out the doctrine of control and perfection. Okay. When you think of a king, a sovereign, and how he developed his kingdom. Okay, what was the trade policy? Where was trade taking place, and how he interacted with the peasants. Really, it was the crown that actually owned property. Okay, the crown owned property. The peasants did not own property. They rented property and they paid taxes. Okay, kind of like what we have here in our system. What's popular is to buy property in what's called tenancy, okay, as a joint tenant or as a tenants in common. But it's always speaking of tenancy, okay, when you're buying a property, because it's possession, it's not control. And ownership is conditional because a debtor can own property. Okay, but he owns property conditionally. Like I said, they pledge the property as collateral for the loan. When a purchaser buys property, okay, they have the right of redemption. Okay, they have these thick books, redemption method books. Don't go into this practice. Redemption method books that don't talk about the right of redemption spoken about in UCC 9-207, where it says you have the right of redemption and you can repledge your house. Like I said, we pledge a house as collateral for a loan, but you have the opportunity to repledge your house. How do you do that? By changing the status of your property. And all right, now, when you talk, like I started with how a king interacts. A king can own land. He controls land and he charges rent. Okay, when you are buying property, you can repledge. Like I said, you have the right of redemption in order to repledge your property, as so spoken in the official comments 5 and UCC 9-207. Now we're going to move over to UCC 9.
Give us that code. Give us that code again, because it broke up a little. I want to make sure they don't miss nothing.
Okay, UCC 9-207. 207.
Gotcha. Go ahead, brother. I just want to make sure they don't miss the notes.
Okay. Okay. So what you want to achieve is called perfection by control of investment property. And that is found in UCC 9-312 and UCC 9-314. Perfection by control. This is your land of the Crown Doctrine, because when you have a trust instrument that purchases property and you repledge the property after your right of redemption, you can apply what's in UCC 9-312 and UCC 9-314 in order to perfect your interest in the property. Because now you want to become what is called a crown, a sovereign. Sovereignty doesn't come without trust instrument, because the trust instrument has government. Trust instrument has subjects. A trust instrument has a directive, an edict, a trust instrument has everything that is needed in order to do what? To transfer property, to transfer royalty to its family, its posterity, its lineage, because that's what the crown does. The crown actually transfers wealth. And what is economics? Production, consumption, and the transfer of wealth. If you're not transferring wealth, if you're not introducing a mode of productiveness in your strategy, you are losing. You are a peasant. You are considered one who is subservient to the sovereign and not the sovereign. So if you're speaking to that of a trust, if you're in the conversation of trust, and this is your perspective, you're already thinking about the estate. You are already thinking about property and assets. This is what a king does. Okay, a king doesn't infringe on the property of another. He actually constructs his own. He constructs his own, and he actually provides a means of trade within his borders. That is called the staple. That's why I wrote the book, Statute of the Staple, Law of the Marketplace, where there was buying, selling, and trading. You must, if you can't just go about life without having this whole strategy. You need this strategy, the strategy that incorporates the land of the crown doctrine, the assets and property, and how you're going to control the property, because it's not enough to own. Debtors can own, but they own conditionally, and it can be stripped away from them at the drop of a hat. You want to take yourself out of that firing squad. You want to be away from that.
Okay. Let's do this real quick, Brother Lawan. Just the compound interest to what you're saying. So when these bozos talk about status correction, let me tell you what we mean by status. So here's the online etymological dictionary reference. When we say crown, we're talking about owning a property void of a conditional interest.
Yes.
That is to say, we establish a perfected claim, rendering the property a crown via our fee simple relationship. Crown is just more of a common law term. That's it.
Yes.
Okay. But it renders the property a crown provided you purchase it under the right conditions, terms, and circumstances. So we are talking about changing the status of what? The property. And in doing so, you represent yourself better. Now you have a jurisdiction. Juris, legal, diction, spoken. What is legally spoken? What is legally being said? What's legally being said in your jurisdiction is that there's been a change of status, change of estate. So real estate is what? Let's see. The real estate is going to be owned and controlled by what? The person. Who's the person, or what is the person? The trust. So the trust is going to own the estate. So the person changes their status, but the person we're talking about is the trust, and the status we're talking about is the estate. So now we're going to look at estate and see it means rank, standing, condition, from Anglo-French estate, Old French estate, state, position, condition, health, status, legal estate. We don't make these things up. So look at this. So when someone says status correction, we're the only ones that's actually using the terms properly.
Yes.
People got you thinking we're talking about you when we're not talking about you, and talking about it when we're talking about you. It's in the words, man. Okay, and who wears the crown? The royalty. Your crown's the property. But the king or the queen bears the crown. So you're not sovereign unless you own without a conditional interest.
Yes.
And your real status is predicated upon your person, which is the company that comes in your personage on behalf of you. So again, we call it the crown doctrine. But what is a status correction? It is an adjustment in the estate. Estate means status.
Yes.
As you've seen, according to the etymological dictionary, estate means status. And company is synonymous with the term entity, legal person, legal fiction. So your estate is going to be retitled to your trust. That is to say, your trust, which is also a person, is going to control or hold the status that is the estate. So the status is rendered onto the person. The person is not you. But the manner in which you go about the acquisition of the property renders that property a crown by virtue of the fact you have nullified the conditional interest and established a fee simple relationship with your property on account to the fact that you conducted a perfected claim. Because we know via UCC 9-105 in parentheses D that a debtor can only conditionally own property.
Yes.
Are you a debtor or are you a creditor? And if you say you are a secured party creditor, if you want to be a secured party creditor, stop being one in speculation and be one in operation. That means you have to have a security interest.
Yes.
And people say they're secured party creditors and have no security interest, no collateral whatsoever, build no wealth. In order to grow wealth, you have to be able to invest 1/3 of your income. But wealth begins, according to economics, at $150,000 a year. That's what you call the 5%er in economics. Some Negro said, you made that up. Now you're trying to steal the 5% doctrine. No, the term 5%er existed before Clarence 13X or the father of law. It been existed before him. To be able to have 150 grand to accumulate or earn $150,000 a year renders you amongst the 5%. To make $150,000 a year means that you actually are at the first plane of building wealth. Wealth begins, according to economics, at $150,000 a year. And you're supposed to be able to invest at least 1/3 of your income. So that means 50 grand. We're talking to you about strategy and how to get it done. How to forecast economic conditions to suit your agenda.
Yes.
Go ahead, my brother. You know, you be hitting on some points. I get the spirit. I got to get in there. But go in and let us see where the UCC is as far as the. I'm sorry, my wife just took some food out the fridge that belonged to me, and it distracted me. I just got to tell you the truth. Is he looking like a deer caught in headlights? Like, oh, he's going in on status? He going in on status? This is a perfect time. Damn, Almanac. Come on, man. Don't do that to me. I'm about to take an intermission and let Luan take the wheel again. You ain't about to do that to me. Listen. So basically, we want to get back in tune with the UCC. This is all the Crown Doctrine being at the apex and all the tiers of different activity that's going to take place. Where does the trust in the UCC and the people out there all fit in? Because people got this thing. Oh, you dealing with UCC, man. You know that stuff is illegal. So this is crazy.
This is crazy.
And let me add this to the equation. In law, in law, paperwork is what? The court. The courtroom is where you discuss the paperwork. That's why they say your paperwork shall precede you. UCC is the Uniform Commercial Code. And one of the main reasons it has been established is so you no longer have to go to court.
That's right. All right. So
let's go, man. Don't make me go on my bag, boy.
Oh man, yeah. The UCC 1 is evidence for perfection. You don't achieve perfection without a UCC 1. All Our UCC1 is a non-judicial ruling. You do not have to go to court if you have a perfected claim recorded in the recorder's office. All right, but what baffles me is what a lot of what people say. So the UCC is illegal, and a corporate attorney will tell you that it's foolish. That is very foolish. As a matter of fact, if you get a LLC done in Delaware or any other state, you'll get a UCC1 financing statement and a sample security agreement in your LLC package. If it's worth anything, it should have that in it, because you're going to be contracting. And what the UCC does is a registry. It is a registry to give evidence of debtor and creditor, or debtor and secured party relationships. That's why the UCC1 asks you relationship type: seller, buyer, cosigner, consignee, lessee, lessor, bailor, bailee. It's attesting to the relationship between the debtor and the secured party. And if there is breach of agreement, then the collateral is in question. The collateral is in question if there is breach in the relationship, or as a transmitting utility, you're using it as a conduit for a pass-through. So if you want to pass through property from one person to the next, if you want to give evidence of property being transferred from one person to a trust, you can give evidence in what is called a UCC1 financing statement. You always have to file UCC1s. I don't understand. I guess it's because of the way our thought patterns have been framed when it comes to UCC1, or how it was introduced into our lives. It wasn't introduced into our lives through business. So people will, fight against what you're saying when it comes to this economic process or practice. When it comes to the UCC1, it is structured as a registry. So it's only going to give evidence of the security agreement. The security agreement is the contract between two people. And then what's in the balance? What's hanging in the balance? The collateral. That's why the collateral statement is very important. The collateral statement is important because that's what, if you do take a case to court, or someone tries to take you to court, you enter your UCC1 and security agreement into evidence, the case is already decided. But if there is a first in line, first in time issue, meaning when your UCC1 was actually filed versus someone else's UCC1 filed on the same collateral, then you have to read the collateral statements to see exactly what's due to the person that was in line first. So if you file first, you are to get the collateral depending on the collateral description. So the collateral description, some are in favor of the description being bland and not straightforward. Some people are in favor of it being straightforward. Account number 900234567, or all deposit accounts. Are they saying the same thing? Maybe. Is one saying more? Yes. If you actually make the statement in a collateral statement, all deposit accounts, and the other person makes a statement of account number 90026345567, then you have a discrepancy here, but actually the more bland description is the one that's going to win the case. So that's why it's registered and recorded, so that when these issues come up and the collateral description is bland or straightforward, you can decide the case based on timing. And the collateral description. But it's always been put in place so that you can settle debtor and secured party agreements before going to court, because so many cases were going to court when you can actually decide it through the UCC1 financing statement.
Unbelievable. It's unbelievable. That's why people don't believe. It's unbelievable. All that power. Kanye was right. How can you have all that power? All that knowledge? Yes, family. So you want to be in tune with them UCC classes. Because understand this, brothers and sisters, and I really want you to get this. When it's taught by your own, that comes from the community you come from, it never sounded like this before. Don't even lie. You couldn't go into their schools and get the spirit like you get now. Like, yo, you sitting there now saying, yo, I'm thinking I'm actually starting to understand this. And so the naysayers, what they do, I told y'all before, we're four blind. So you do the strokes, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we put the crosser by it. Because after 4, things become obscure to humans. Different animals are 16 blind, 12 blind, 8 blind, we're 4 blind. After 4, things become obscure. So we have to put the slash across 4 bars. When we count 1, 2, 3, 4, we have to put this there, make it 5. That's where that come from. Human beings are 4 blind. Likewise, when it comes to education, 3 syllables upward, we wind up having a conflict because the manner in which we were educated to be 3 syllables downward, not 3 syllables upward. When it gets to 3 syllables, it starts getting deep. The air gets thinner because of the level of education we've been taking in. So you hear words like deficience, and you like, you know what? I'm going to rebel against those kind of terminologies. And the reason why people say I'm going to rebel against those terminologies because it's outside the syllable context that they've been acclimated to as far as responding to information. So when you hear this information in our tone, you get this vibe like, you know what? It never felt like that. Because we actually processed this information. We actually assimilated the data. And in our evaluation, made it applicable. And we know, according to the lessons, the application of knowledge is what? Wisdom. So now we've been wax wise with wisdom through a set series of applications. And we bring onto you a revelation about this information. And you know you feel it. Because it takes us to teach us. That's why you got a FUSI form in your brain. And it lights up whenever you connect with your own people. FUSI, light formations take place in your brain that stimulates you when you are taught or you engage people of your own species. Just want to talk to you because I get the spirit when I just hear anybody dropping that knowledge that don't come by easy in our community because we don't challenge each other. Do not lie to yourself and say this is just too difficult for me to understand. The purpose of us having an online class is to save you the money of having to go to school and ferret through the things you don't really want to know versus the things you really came there to know. What we did is gave you this in concise form. So you can pick at it and go, you know what? Thank you. Because you might have to do 2 years in school to get what you're going to accomplish in 2 hours on this live stream. To get to the point where you can use the data. And people go to school all of the time. But remember, even lawyers and attorneys, they don't deal with jurisprudence. They don't deal with that. So the second we start talking about UCC, a lot of them is totally oblivious to that information.
Yeah.
They don't deal with jurisprudence. Okay? And they definitely are not going to deal with the supremacy clause, Article 6. Because by that standard, we can't contradict life, the necessity, our ability and our right, our unalienable rights. Rights bestowed upon us by way of our creator or the universe, as opposed to the inalienable rights bestowed upon you or given to you by man. And so the inalienable rights have usurped the unalienable rights, which contradicts the Supremacy Clause, Article 6. Now, I don't like to speak too much of their amendments and their clauses until which time we can see where we definitely will be the benefactors. I don't like to deal with the speculation. Maybe if you do this, that will happen. But when we're talking about commerce, now we don't have to deal with much speculation. It's either going to work or it's not going to work. When we're dealing with commerce, now we can deal with the laws of average. Now we can deal with probability. Now we can deal with medians. Now we got ratios. Now we got projections. We can scale what our risks are, if any. This is where this conversation has to go. Get those classes, family. Get those classes. Also, be sure to email brotherpolite45@gmail.com for the data that you have an interest in. Okay, so it's brotherpolite45@gmail.com. brotherpolite45@gmail.com. You email us based on the data here, what you're interested in, what you want to get done. If you have a problem with the site, you're trying to do what you do, that's where you're going to go for now, and do it in real time. But definitely class is going to be lit. I don't know if we can get Brother Lawan for Saturday, but I'm thinking about doing something on Saturday. I think I've been streaming every day for like 4 or 5 days. One of those days I did too. But I just want to let the people know I really appreciate them. So when I get busy, at least I got more archives. I was looking back and I'm like, you know what? I got to put some new DVDs and books out. I got a bunch of them just sitting here. I said, I got to put those back out and I got to start doing some classes again online. All right. And it behooved me to do it on platform because the people that's walking with us understand we can't just put our brain only in religious diatribes or only in the Pan-African pro-Black cause void of the economic conversation. So here's the place where I can contribute to people the family message and the economic and political messages that are undermined all too often on other channels because they have their own focus, and that is their absolute right. So I don't say this to undermine or disrespect other people. I'm saying I feel that we're contributing something that is just as valuable, if not even more valuable. And if people don't appreciate this conversation, at least we have a place where we can put this conversation out. So I'm just humbled by the opportunity to communicate with you all. And I want to bring people in to the equation. I want to bring you guys in. Make sure you mute your mics until we call on you. So when you come in, the first thing I want you to do is mute your mics. We're about to give you the link right now. We want you to make it quick. If you got appreciation, make it quick. If you got a question, make it quick. Because we did not want to exceed 2 hours. We're at the 2-hour mark and a little bit more. And I don't want it to go to 3 hours, but 3 hours will be the max. Because some reason people don't have it in them to say, I'm gonna come back to it and finish it. They would rather watch a new show, knowing they love this one. So I'm looking to assist people so they don't miss out. You know me, I'm the type, if I love the info, keep it going. I'll just come back to it. I play it while I'm in the shower. I play it while I'm driving the car. That's what I do. And that's what I suggest you do. Because the longer we go, the more you get out of it, the more prepared you are for Sunday class. When we have class Sunday, 12 noon Pacific Standard Time, that's West Coast, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. The first class is on the Uniform Commercial Code. Yes, we're going to show you how to fill it out. I'm going to show you why we're filling it out a certain way. It's all true. This is absolutely true. Let's get you guys in the chat. Ask my brother what you need to know. Give Lawan a number 9 in the chat if you feel like you've been blessed tonight to learn from this personality, from this man right here. You know, he's not a mere man. Maybe a sacrilegious thing to say, He's not a mere man, in my opinion, because I judge people. My barometer for qualifying divinity is through wisdom. I don't qualify it through the conventional concept of what a miracle is. I believe that the miracle comes in with us being in this condition as Black people, or American Africans, as we say in New Covenant, not African Americans, but as American Africans of the diaspora. Someone asked me what my nationality was on Tommy's show. I said, I'm an American African of the diaspora. What? Brother, according to the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, Article 15, clauses 1 and 2, clause 1, you have the right to nationality. Clause 2, you have the right to change your nationality. I just said, I am an American African of the diaspora. You get enough people on it, we do something with it politically.
Yes.
Not African American, American African. Very important. I would have rather people say we were Black Asiatics than to say we were Asiatic Black men. We just got to take time to think.
That's right.
Figure it out. That's another scenario. Just throwing things out there. Maybe it's a conversation next week or next month or next year. Take some people some time before they find something else to complain about. So it's going in the chat. Thank y'all for putting the 9s there, showing appreciation to our guests.
Absolutely.
Remember, know if something happened to Brother Polite, Lawan is up to bat. It's always been like that. He's not a glory hog. He doesn't go out for the attention. He doesn't try to show his face, say, hey, this is me. He's always been humble. Brother Polite is the one in Leo capacity.
Yes, sir.
I take all the hell you throw at me. Terrorize my family. You slander, you backbite. I take it all and I come out just to get you mad all over again. You don't like money, I show you money. You don't like nice cars, I show you nice cars. Damn it, you gonna get this work. But one's like, hell no, I'm not dealing with that kind of chaos. I was like, yo, just send me the people. I'll talk to them on the phone, man. Please, don't put me on no damn camera. Juan don't give a hell about that stuff. I'm telling you, he's a good guy. He don't give a heck about being on no camera and fighting for the limelight or being seen. He just do his work and he commit to his family, man. That's how you know he's dealing with the right spirit and energy.
Yes.
Thank y'all for putting those 9s in the chat room, showing appreciation. Got a lot of good brothers and sisters all putting the 9s and still putting the 9s in the chat. I just put the link in there. Make sure your mics are on mute when you come in. And I'm putting the link again one more time, because all I got to do is once and the chat room is full. Only thing stopping them now, Luan, is a slight delay between us in real time and them in virtual time. Once one person pops up, everyone's going to pop up. Brothers and sisters. And there we go. Use your mic. I wasn't even looking at the screen. Once I heard the chaos, I was like, yep, they in there. The chat room is full.
You said?
Only thing stopping them now, Lord, is a slight delay. Come on, family, put it on real time. Once one person pops up, everyone's going to pop up. Thank y'all, family. Put it on mute. What is that about? That ain't even me. All right, anyone whose mic is not on mute.
Is it about a plastic factory or something? Not a joke. Who's the guy? It's not a guy, that's the hot chick.
Come on, y'all. Put it on mute.
Miley Cyrus had sex with a phone finger at like 6 p.m.
Who is that?
This movie has a canoe that slowly sinks. You know what? Forget it.
Thank you. That was E doing that. EMG doing that. All right. So now you look surrounded by the people, Luan.
That's cool.
You're in the middle. You're in the lion's den. Now we're gonna see how good you really are.
All right, all right.
All right, get this brother over here. Brother W. What's your name? Where you from? When I call on you, you'll see your face and you'll know I'm calling on you. What's your name? Where you from? And again, we asking our guests, please show your face. We do not respond to faceless people. They tend to have agendas that are ulterior and alternate to what we looking to execute for the night. We like to see how you look.
Okay. Oh, I see.
Okay, brother, are you gonna get on, W? Brother W, that's all I see. Are you gonna get on?
Hello?
Yeah, what's up, my brother? What's your name? Where you from? Okay, it looked like you put it on mute again. What's your name? Where you from? There you go.
Oh, that's me?
Brother W, I'm soon gonna let this thing go.
Yeah, you hear me?
No, we don't want you, my brother. You're not W.
Oh, shit.
We want the W guy. His face is on the screen. Unmute your mic. Let me see. I can't even.
That was him, the one in the black t-shirt.
Yeah, polite.
Yeah, there we go. What's up, brother?
Yeah, what's going on, man? Peace to you and brother LeJuan.
What's up, brother?
I just got a quick question.
What's your name? Where you from?
My name is Joaquin. I'm from Harlem.
That's what's up. New York.
Yeah.
Harlem's
Right.
Sir.
Question,
Yeah,
brother.
but I want to know what do you guys think of multifamily homes as like for like a first time home buyer? Is that a good strategy as far as like wealth goes?
Well,
As opposed to purchasing a single family home?
I would tell you this. Now, and I'll keep it concise so we can get to everyone. Give it to Luan as well. I would tell you, generally speaking, single family households sell quicker on the market.
Okay.
There would have to be some other exponents as far as the deal is concerned that would make me go otherwise. But when I'm looking to make a purchase on property, the first thing I got in my mind is if I'm looking for a single family household, I'm looking for a low crime rate, I'm looking for a highly reputed school districts, and there's just certain things that's on the A list. Generally speaking.
Okay.
yes. For your first.
Have to be.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, brother. You good? I just want to keep it short. Go ahead. You got it.
Okay. Yes. With a multifamily house as a first property. Okay. If you're paying attention to your numbers, all right. With a multifamily, if you're looking to flip the house, what Polite said is right and exact. But if your first time property with a mortgage is a multifamily, in order to pay the mortgage, if you're thinking I should have someone on the top floor or 2 other apartments paying my mortgage and taxes and expenses, and I'm going to make like a positive cash flow of maybe $500 after that, that's a good buy. Okay, but don't buy multiple multifamily houses with a mortgage. You understand what I mean? What you want to do, if you're going to have that property, when the market increases, when you have a market increase and your property is appreciating, then you use the equity to buy a house cash, and then you flip that house, or you use it for a rental strategy, or so on and so forth. But that is exactly what I did. My first house was a multifamily house that I bought with a mortgage, and yes, I had tenants that covered the mortgage, and all the other expenses. Plus, I had positive income at the end of the month. So that's actually a good way.
These are massages.
Okay. As long as you watch your numbers. Okay.
Got you. And one more quick thing. What do you think of FHA loans?
Well, it's government backed, so FHA loans is actually dominating the housing market because there aren't many conventional loans. There's a lot of private money out there, but private money is very expensive. When I say it's expensive, that means rates from 12 to 20%. Okay, and most of the time those are short-term loans. So FHA, even though their lending requirements, are a little tight, it's still the way to go right now. This is not the market of 2007, 2006, or 2005. So, but the lending requirements are a little bit tighter now. But FHA is dominating the market.
Gotcha. All right, brothers. I want to thank you guys so much, man. Like, I would have to say, like, this stream has been the best stream Polite has had.
Thank you very much, brother.
For real.
Thank you. Good night.
Thanks, man.
Peace. All right, Pig.
Okay, thanks a lot, my brother. I mean, they said that about the real estate stream, so obviously that's the sentiment when we get into economics. Thank you so much. For King Jaden in the chat, if you invest in the trust with Lawan, how fast can you pull your money back out? You have the whole conversation confused. We actually removed y'all from those kind of technicalities from the big companies. You have total control of that instrument that becomes your account and your representation. Because in many instances, your trust will be the creditor. Okay, so that's why the financing statement, the UCC one. UCC ones are financing statements, UCC threes where you make amendments. You wouldn't, some people say addendums, but that's outside of the nomenclature of.
I'll listen to this conference.
Who's that talking? Who did that? Okay, let me get out of here. Sorry, we gave you boot. Once you do that, you gotta get out of here. Can't even give you a chance to say sorry. We gotta get you out of here. That seemed like it was intentional. All right, King, just make sure you're on mute. I'll mute you. Don't worry about it. I'll mute you. Don't worry about it. Okay. I don't know if he keeps on doing it. All right, so that's what it is. When you get the trust, you have control over your trust. It's all about what plan you're committing to. And if you're going to commit to the plan, you're committing to. But we are empowering you with the ability to either delegate the responsibility for fund management to someone that is competent, such as a Lawan, or you just do what you do. He give you guidance and you make your runs. This trust is not just a company. See, a lot of us will get a LLC or S Corp and we'll say, hey, I got a company, we'd be proud. We're proud of that. But there's no planning whatsoever. So what you're going to get out of the trust with us is as much as you encourage us to work with you in devising a plan.
Yes, absolutely. When
Somebody asked what I'm drinking, apple juice. But Martinelli's. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
when a trust is created, it's created out of the settlor's mere intention. So it's a contractual agreement for the benefit of another. So when I'm going to write a trust for someone, I am getting into that person's life. I want to know exactly what you want to do. When it comes to a personal private trust, if you have a bank account that's constantly getting levied, do you want a deposit account trust? Do you want a business trust? Do you want a life insurance trust? What type of trust do you want? What is it that you want to do? Because there's a great deal of planning. I need to get into the objectives, the mission, everything that is you. If you're selling records, selling DVDs, I don't care what kind of business you're doing. I'm just saying that there is a protocol, there's a regimen. There's everything that is you that goes into that trust. So I'm always asking a line of question in order to write the trust, so it's befitting to you and what you want to do and what's your vision? What's your vision in real estate? Is it 100 properties? Is it 200 properties? What is it? Okay, and so I will plan for you to have 200 properties and you to pass it down to your son, your daughter, or another business, or your grandmother, or your another family estate. What is it that you want to do? The trust is for your family. This is how you transfer wealth. This is how you avoid probate. This is how you minimize your tax liability if you formulate it right. If you have a formula with, you know, different strategies plus the trust, then your tax liability should actually come down. In some instances, zero. But it's all about the makeup of the person. What do? You want to buy franchises? What is it that you're involving yourself in, and why? What's the timeline, scheduling, and everything? Someone asked in the chat about the amount of time it takes to write a trust. Once I have a conversation with you, I give it. Polite said, you know, say more than the time that you need. So I'll say a week, but really that trust will be done in 3 days because I'm up all times of night and I do my best writing at night.
Let's get the next person in.
Yes, sir.
This guy looks familiar. Let me get Willie. Come on, Willie. Brother Willie. Talk to us. Can't see your face. Come on, Brother Willie. Maybe a little delayed response. So I'm giving him the opportunity. And then I will move forward. Brother Willie, you with us? And so we'll move forward. Brother Willie, do you want to get on, my brother?
I do. You hear me?
Yeah, what's your name? Where you from?
Yeah, what's good? My name is Willie Chapman. I'm from Oakland, California.
Salute, salute.
Peace, Willie.
Yes, sir. Hey, you know, one, trying to get my books going from you, brother. Looking forward to them books, things I purchased from you. And then two, me and my wife are looking to move to Atlanta. We're looking to move to Atlanta in July, August, and we want to purchase a home out there. But then we also want to do business purchasing homes in the future. Would this work as an individual just trying to get your own home, or is it just something that you want to get for when you start to invest in multiple properties further on down the road?
You want to take it, Lauren?
For the trust is for investment property. When you it depends. If you're buying your property with just cash, then of course, yes, you put that property in the name of the trust. So my name is Lawan Abram. I have a personal private trust by the name of Lawan Abram Trust. So I will put that property in my trust name. If the property has a mortgage, then I will not put that property in a trust because that property has a first in time lien by the mortgage company. It's not beneficial unless they try, you know, something like trying to foreclose on me, and then, you know, I'll file a fixture filing on the property, you know, and get a Bloomberg securitization audit done, and I'll win the foreclosure case. But if you are looking at a property to live in and it's unencumbered by a mortgage or anything like that, then yes, you put it in a trust. If it is not, then you can you can put it in your individual name.
My goal is to be able to have a house without a mortgage. That's what I would like to have. So in that, this would be the best direction to go in, to be able to have that crown or that estate in that regard.
Yes, like I was saying before, if you guys buy a house and you have considerable amount of equity, when it's time to refinance that house, you refinance and you take the money and buy a house cash. This is the regimen. This is the order in which things go. This is your perfected plan. You not anything outside of that advice, ignore the person who's telling you that, because when you have an equity position and you say, oh, but I'm gonna start a business. No, you don't start a business. You buy a property cash and you rent it out, and you take that rental income and you add it to the income that you're already taking in, so that you guys can retire early. Like I heard a couple of people say, I'm ready to retire at 45. Yeah, I understand, but you gotta, make the right play when you're investing. If you're making the right play and you're not committing to a 30-year mortgage, in an area that's not appreciating or will not appreciate, then you are, you're in a recipe of failure.
Got it. Thank you very much. And Brother Polite, I hit you up on the 45 Gmail, so I'd love to be connected with you.
I'm here. You did that tonight? Or you did that
tonight?
All right, that's what's up. Thanks, brother. I appreciate your support.
Thank you.
Peace.
Okay. So let's get Brother Larry.
All right.
I like to see people jump up. Like, oh, there we go. What's up, Brother Larry? What's your name? Where you from?
Larry, my name is Larry Malone. I'm from Mobile, Alabama.
Peace.
I've been to Mobile, Alabama, man. I was there to buy property actually, and in a couple of subdivisions over there, but I never bought. But I've been there. What's up, brother? What's your question?
Well, I don't have no question. I'm just enjoying.
Oh, okay.
What's up?
Thank you.
All right.
Enjoying the enlightenment.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
All right, brother. We appreciate you.
Thank both.
That's what's up. All right, man. That's what's up. Let's get this brother ENG. What's going on, my brother? What's your name? Where you from? You right there, my brother.
Can you hear me?
Now we do. What's your name? Where you from?
Yo, my name is Marlon Lasisi. I'm from the UK.
That's what's up.
I have a couple. I've been all right, man. I've been okay.
That's good.
I've still been listening to all the knowledge that's being spit.
That's what's up.
I'm showing support, but I have a few questions. I have a couple questions.
Try to do it in concise form so we can move around.
I know I'm gonna try and be quick, man. The first one is in regards to like the new covenant, the movement that you're on.
Yes.
The first, what I want to know is ultimately, what is the desired end? You see what I'm getting at? What's the end game? Like, what's the ultimate goal? If there was a perfect situation right now.
Yeah, you're breaking up. Let me answer the question.
Exactly. Where would you be, and what would be like? What would be? You see, do you understand the question I'm asking?
I heard enough to give you an answer. Some of it is breaking up. Let me give you an answer. The end game. I hate that terminology, but I understand exactly what you're saying. So it's no offense.
Okay.
No offense.
It's not a game. No. I don't mean it is. I know it's not a game. I know it's a serious situation.
There's no offense to you. I don't feel you coming with anything negative at all. It's the way people receive the words, not me.
Yeah, I understood.
So the goal and the mission. I mean, actually, our mission statement is on the website. To set up a First Amendment humanitarian forum for the wellness and the benefit of people. I go through all of that, but what I will tell y'all right now is the goal is to see if we can get to create or contribute to the success of several individuals in the community. And in light of their success, they can contribute to a pool of funds through group economics to help advance our culture and establish a newly found civilization. So when we ask people to support, we realize that the revolution needs funding. Oftentimes the complaint is by the people who are lacking in resources. They have the knowledge. And the people who have the resources don't have the knowledge. And there's a disconnect between them. So our goal is to connect those two communities by giving them what they are lacking, whereby the people with the resources we have to educate, and the people lacking in resources, they have to get the knowledge in as far as growing wealth is concerned, okay? Because they got knowledge of self. So the people with knowledge of self oftentimes are lacking resources, and the people that have the resources are lacking knowledge of self. As far as this side of the pendulum is concerned, our mission is to see how many individual successful people we can contribute to. How many success stories can we contribute to by the individual, and keep a network of individuals that have become successful, that make more money, that gain more resources.
Yes.
Establish them in a network so we can contribute to the projection. Now, I had a conversation with some brothers the other day, and they were offended by a previous presentation that I gave. It was a religious argument. And my argumentation was all about the plan. There was a brother asking me, he said, well, you left the community and people been had a black plan and a black idea. And I said, oh, really? I didn't see that since the time I came in here. You never seen a plan? I'm like, when someone says plan to me for building the black community, I think of PPMs, private placement memorandums. I think of executive summaries. I think of projections. I think of quantifying the data. I think of analytics. I think of market analysis.
I think of projections.
These are the things that I take into account when someone says we have a plan for building our community. So I was given chapters and verses, and I understand the moral appreciation for the knowledge that they get from the scriptures, because we need morality to keep society up. I'm not mad at that. But to suggest to me that that alone is going to build a community is very disingenuous or delusional. So in my world, I said, well, we have plenty of people with chapters and verses that they can reference to establish their worldview and maybe even impose or project their views on others, or organize people under those pretenses in the most positive form. I feel the community is missing nation building, state building at its best. I feel no one's really coming to us with the, you know what, here's the analytics, here's the goal. This is what we got to accomplish, and this will be done in 6 months, and this can be done in 1 year, and this can be done in 3 years, and this will be done in 5. Who's with me? See, that's being realistic. So the end game, so to speak, or the goal is to get to the point where the people who have great experiences with us establish a network amongst each other so we can contribute to the greater good of the community that wants better, but are incapable of doing much of what they conceive because they are limited in their resources and knowledge. See, in my world, I say we have to fund some children to go to school and hold the other ones back and get them involved with other vocational skills that don't require that decent of a so-called education. Why? Because if we talk about nation building, we have to send our children to school for technology. We talk about nation building, our children need to become masters of political science and lobby on our behalf. Because if we don't fund people's campaigns, those people that win are obligated to respond to the people that did. If we don't fund their education, those people are obligated to respond to the people that did. So when someone has a social justice perpetrated against one of our own, how might we petition to people that you have to do something and we did nothing for them? So it's about organizing and leveraging the relationships we create from successful moments per each individual in order that we may advance our community. And that's going to take funding for education and technology. You might want to create weapons. I mean, how long are we going to keep talking about fighting the white man? We don't create weapons. Now, it was understood back in the days in Africa when they got the technological drop on us with their guns. But today, we got enough knowledge to know it's time to learn in these institutions we can go to. Let's create some cures for something, but we have to be in position to have labs, because then we can leverage the cure into a relationship with a people who have an economy that can make certain concessions onto the people that the cure comes on behalf of. See, if we can barter our unity, if the numbers are right, we can have a bunch of people become residents of one land, even if they come from several different states. And then when they do the census, pardon me, and they realize how much of us populate a certain land, we have political power, people will lobby to us. What do y'all want? Because they don't understand when they talk to that leader, they talking to 10, 20, 30,000 people simultaneously. Because we're controlling the vote in our community. So we're talking about strategy, brother. Strategy in a multitude of strategies. We're talking about the multitude of strategies. So we'll close out with that and we'll get to the next question.
Okay.
But I thank you for the question.
Fine. No worries, man.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for
keep
being
up, bro.
What time is it over there?
Keep flowing. Yo, it's 5 hours plus. Where are you? It depends where you guys are, man.
It's 5 hours plus. I love you guys.
It's 5 in the morning. It's 5 in the morning, bro.
I understand. I appreciate it. 5 a.m., man. Yeah. And I always stay with someone in London in the chat that come in here, man. All the time. There's always the UK rep. So good looking, brother. I appreciate the fact y'all stay awake during this hour. We all over the world, man. It's like, what, 12:15 where Lawan is at. It's 9:15. Part of the joke is on everyone except for me right now.
You doing good over there.
Doing good. All right, let's.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that, bro.
Thank you, my brother. Appreciate you. Let's
keep on. Hey, I've been telling people out here about you too. They've been watching the videos, man.
No doubt, man. And let's tell everybody, cut and paste this link and post it on your Facebook. Cut and paste this link. Post it on your Twitter. Share it with people. Let them know you appreciated this class and you learned a lot, and you guarantee if they watch it, it'll be just as good. When people ask, what can I do? I'm lacking in resources. I'm lacking in money. Share the information. Share it once. Share it twice. Share it 10 times. Those are things that you can also do to contribute to the movement. And put a message on there. What you need to learn about, retitle it yourself. They'll still see this title here. And that's what you do. That's how you contribute to a movement without having to spend money. Do your part. That's what we're talking about. So, everybody,
are you gonna
share the video.
Are you gonna keep this video up?
Yeah, it's gonna be up. When we're done and we close out, it takes about 5 to 7 minutes for it to re-register, where you can see the whole thing, because they normally keep the last 2 hours. If it's more than 2 hours, they keep the last 2 hours, so 5, 7 minutes, and after 7 minutes, it's probably the whole video. But either way, you can take the link, repost, and you're good. All right, my brother.
Oh yeah.
Just cut.
All right, man.
Peace.
Night.
All right. It feels shat, as we say. Let's go. Let's get this brother. He came in. I'm not used to seeing him. What's up, bro? Brother, uncle.
What's up, bro?
What's up, King? What's your name? Where you from?
Uncle Suge, man. Cleveland, Ohio.
Peace, brother.
Ohio. Yeah, we got the family out there. What's up?
Yeah, peace, man.
What's going on, King?
I've been looking into a bunch of rehab properties, but I'm hesitant on buying them because I don't have the funds to like, fix them up. So I really want to know, should I go ahead and purchase one and just, work on getting the funds, or like, what can I do to get funding for the properties?
Well, what was I missed the first part. What kind of properties you said?
I've been looking at like rehab properties, for
Okay.
$2,000 houses, the only reason I ain't bought none because I don't have the money to fix them up. I'm real hesitant.
Okay. Well, in some instances, you can get 100% financing on your fixing properties on the repair. But there are a lot of hard money lenders out there. If you want to submit an application to me, you can just do it online at I'm gonna try to put it in the comments. www.avfnow.org, and you can submit an application through there. See, it's not letting me put the website up there. But did you get it? www.
Yeah, I got it. I wrote it down.
Okay, go to the website and fill out the application. It'll come right to me, and
Okay.
I'll forward you some things that you're gonna need. All right.
Yes, I want one more question. Should I purchase in my company name and use my EIN or my social security number?
Yeah. Well, we lend to companies, not individuals.
Okay. Gotcha.
All right.
Thanks, bro.
You got it, brother. Peace. And I'm sorry, most hard money lenders, they only lend to companies. They don't lend to individuals. So just a note, just in case anybody else was wondering, when it comes to private lenders, they only lend to companies. They don't lend to individuals.
Thanks a lot, man.
All right, brother. Have a good night.
All right. Peace, polite, man. Thanks a lot, bro. I'm gonna tell you one day how I got, how I got word of you, man. It's gonna trip you out, man. I'll tell you that one day.
No doubt, man. I appreciate you listening, King. Thank you. Thanks, bro. All right, let's get the young man over here. Jalen, what's your name? Where you from?
Yo, what's up, Polite?
Peace, King.
Peace.
What's up?
What's your name? Where you from?
I'm from Omaha, Nebraska.
Man, that's what's up. Omaha.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
What's on your mind, my brother?
I've been thinking about like investing in like mutual funds and like other stock markets. Wait, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. We hear everything you're saying. Loud and clear.
I just want to get your perspective on like investing in like other stock markets and like, like doing that type of stuff.
Okay. Go ahead, El. You want to get it?
Oh, well, I'm not a stock market guy. I'm actually very conservative when it comes to the stock market. I haven't done any high frequency investing, but I actually know that there's really big highs and some real lows, some losses. When it comes to mutual funds, they're pretty safe. I like index funds, but it depends on the annual statements. Like I was saying earlier, if you're going to invest in stocks, you should find out how the stock has performed over the last 10 years or so. When it comes to mutual funds, it depends on what's in it. Okay, it's going to be a pool, so it's going to be determined by what's in it. What are you investing in? But in my personal opinion, the real estate investment trust has outperformed the stock market for the last 4 years. So it would behoove you to actually look into the investment the real estate investment trust. Okay, they have the top 5 real estate investment trusts in Kiplinger magazine, the November issue, I believe. They have the top 5. If you want them, you can email me at labram at avfnow.org, and I'll send you the top 5 real estate investment trusts. You won't have a big interest in real estate, but you'll share in the profits of real estate companies. You'll share in their rental strategy. So that's why they've actually done better than the stock market. Real estate investment trust. They call it a REIT. So look into that, and then make a decision. It's all asset based. Based on real estate investments like strip malls, hospitals, clinics, shopping malls. These companies, they're builders, and they have hundreds of properties in the real estate investment trust, and they have to give away 90% of their rental income to shareholders. So that's why it's a very attractive investment.
Okay, and as far as stocks are concerned, you want to make sure when you do invest in stock that you get preferred stock in most instances. And with preferred stock, you want to make sure that it has no dissolution. And what that means is sometimes a company can expand and get the opportunity to have more shares, and more shares in some instances can devalue your share. So what you want is an option to have no dissolution.
Yes.
Therefore, even if the company goes bankrupt or the company goes into default, you're still guaranteed the principal and what you put in for the stock or whatever the value was at the time when they went to default. You also want to insure the stock. So you want to have preferred stock with no dissolution, and you also want to insure it. Okay, so this is how you double up, because now you have an insurance claim on stock. Many people are not even aware that those options even exist as well. So take those things into account. Let's see if we can get a few more people and close out.
That's cool.
No doubt, brother. Appreciate you. Nebraska, Omaha.
Thank you.
Thanks, King. Dion. Yeah, I always like when they realize, oh shit, that's me. What's up, brother? Let us know what's your name, where you from?
Yep, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. What's good, King?
Yeah, I'm DeAndre from Detroit, Michigan.
What's up, brother?
So I'm working on starting up my business, and I've been wondering, is it really necessary to like file an LLC with the knowledge of a UCC?
You asked that question in the chat?
Yeah.
Yeah, I seen that. I just remembered. Go ahead, Lawan, you got it. Hey, I mean, you here, you a guest. I do this all the time.
No, I'm good. Let me just say a couple things about me. I do have an LLC, but my LLC is very old. Okay, I've had it for since about 2002. Okay, but I have never written another one for myself. I've written a couple of operating agreements and articles for people that need it in order to get a qualified retirement plan, but that's it. I do not recommend an LLC for anyone. I recommend a trust because an LLC, it falls under the under statutes and codes, and the trust does not. Trust is common law, and it's created for your benefit. So if you want to start a business, you start a business trust, not an LLC, because you want to have more protection of your assets. You want to have a more conclusive approach to business, and you can only achieve that through a trust.
All right, appreciate it. That was pretty much the only question I had.
All right, brother. Thank you, man.
Okay. Detroit. We went through a lot. It's late. Let me get this brother here because he looked like he been here chilling. What's up, King? We looking right at you. Lewis.
Peace, peace. What's up, Polite?
What's up, brother?
What's going on, bro? Hey, man, look, first thing, I just appreciate you hitting me back when you did on the Facebook chat, man. I got my tracking number for my book.
That's what's up.
Man, Brother Lawan been dropping that knowledge tonight, man. And just the last question that was answered, I just set up an LLC thinking I was doing something. You know what I'm saying? And he just bust my whole bubble. So, you know what I mean? Y'all probably know me if I had all my kids in here. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I'm just appreciative of all the knowledge that was shared tonight. I think I'm gonna go ahead and sign up to be a new Covenant member, man. You know what I mean? I've been on the fence about it for a minute. Just, you know, it's just been a lot of noise about everything that's going on. Man, you the real deal, bro. Appreciate it, man.
Appreciate that, brother. You're in good hands with my brother Lawan. We gotta always keep you in mind. So when you come through, just say, man, you know, the homie from the stream, such and such. You know what I mean? Got the damn LLC. Straight to Lawan's so you can get that celebrity treatment. I appreciate you, man. Lawan is gonna show love. I can tell you that without even being part of y'all conversation, because that's all he gives with whoever he deals with. He treats everybody the same way. If he's dealing with them, he treats them the same exact way. Yes. So that's what's real about the brother. And so we'll go. We got one more person, two more people here. Some people went down, some people came in. I'm like, don't come back in, because you know I feel bad. Talk to them.
That's cool.
Let's get this guy right here. I was about to say Macklemore, Baltimore. What's your name? Where you from? Oh, brother, where's this guy from? Did he tell us? Lewis. He disappeared. That shit. Man, that shit's scary as hell, man. I thought some shit happened. I just turned my head. Lewis.
Go a shadow.
Yeah, what the hell, Lewis?
Bounce. There you go.
Come on, Lewis.
Be a shadow.
Yo, Lewis, we can see all in your crib, man.
Oh, maybe there's somebody else that walked in the room.
I kind of want to keep it here and see what happens.
Oh, good.
You never know. We could witness some shit live.
I don't want to witness. I
mean, I'm not hoping for no Negro activity. Lewis, wow, yo.
Lewis went and shut the light out. Lewis gone.
Yo, Lewis, man.
Oh wait, Lewis back.
What is he doing?
I don't know.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Oh, Lewis back.
Hey.
What up, Lewis?
Lewis, we waiting on you.
Somebody walking.
Man, I went to grab something to drink. I thought y'all went came up off me. But see, look, I got you streaming on my TV.
Oh
wow!
I'm like looking at my TV when I went away from my computer.
Yo, where you from, brother?
I'm from DC, man, but I live in Charlotte now. I've been down here for the last like 4 years. I moved down here when I had lost the contract. I used to work for Verizon. I lost the contract with them, and moved down here with my wife from Fayetteville. So we all just came out here. I done been working a couple odd jobs, landed a couple good jobs. So I'm really just trying to stop working for everybody but myself. So I've been trying to study up on everything and just kind of build get some tools to build my wealth for my family, you know?
That's right.
Oh, I got like 5 kids, bro. So we got to do something.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's what it is. Just wanted to check in with what city we was connecting with, just to impress upon people's minds that this information is going all over the world. Multiple, what's going on? That's what's up.
Peace, King. How you doing, man?
Doing good, my brother. What's your name? Where are you from?
All right. Hotep. Just want to show some love to you guys, man. Appreciate all the knowledge and everything you guys are spitting. Name's Baltimore, as you mentioned. Holding it down in New England, although I'm from New York.
Wow.
Just had a quick question. It might be a little bit out of the scope of the conversation, but
we at the end of the class.
You know what I'm saying? If you're out there with the gun and the mask, you know what I'm saying, you trying to grab the bag from the man, you know what I'm saying, you got things like a 401k, stock purchase plan going on. How would you guys recommend structuring that? It's a little vague with the question, but I don't know if you guys get what I'm hitting at.
You have a 401k, and you want to use the 401k for.
Well, I'm just saying that. Let's say that we are at a company that offers these things like a 401k and things like a stock purchase plan. You know, one, would you recommend taking advantage of these things, and two, if so, recommend structuring it in terms of, you know, being your name or trust name, yada yada yada.
I say take advantage of. Okay.
Or do you just say, you know what I'm saying, just take the cash, grab the bag, and just run, kind of thing?
No. Matter of fact, my wife, she works for a college, and BlackRock handles the investment accounts. So I tell her to make every investment that you can. Put money everywhere. Okay, if you have 401k at your job, any type of profit sharing situation at your job, do it. Do it. That's my advice to everyone. Do it. I mean, you're not going to lose that way. You can only gain. But you know, there's also avenues where you can invest on your own. But definitely with your job, you should take whatever they're offering as far as profit sharing and 401ks and pensions. Those things you should buy into. Definitely, you should. It's investment.
Okay. Peace. Appreciate that. Again, man, appreciate what y'all do.
Yes, sir.
And then, you know what I'm saying, trying to support you guys when I can when it's with the books or the services. So, you know what I'm saying, bless up.
Thank you. So, you know, we back up and running. We looking good. I am brotherpolite.com. Groovy. Let's get this last brother here, Shaq. Or Shock. Not sure. What's your name? Where you from?
My brother.
On, you were the last one tonight, brother.
You can't hear me at all?
We can hear you, but we just can't see you. Can you put your camera on?
Yeah, hold on one sec. It was just on, to be real.
Yeah, I saw it too.
I don't know what the hell I did. Maybe that's what I don't know what I did, King.
We'll listen to you. What's good? I don't know.
I'm definitely looking forward to joining a new covenant. That's one thing, of course. But I know you got background in owning restaurants and stuff, and my girl, she like a master chef, if you ask me. So we was looking into getting into that. So what type of real estate information do I need to dig into?
For getting a restaurant?
Yeah, because I know dealing with real estate, I have to deal with some type of property, so don't I have to dig into that field?
It depends how deep you're going. If you're looking to own the building where you're dealing with the restaurant, you go around, you ask who's giving you rent with option to buy. You also want to get the analytics for the amount of walking traffic and driving traffic in the area, and compare and contrast amongst your options, because you may get a good price for a venue, but it may be a horrible location. And it may not look to the naked eye as a horrible location, but it will be on account of the fact that the walking traffic and the driving traffic is not all that good. And sometimes and then see if you can get something that's on the corner store as close to the corner as possible, because the corner heightens the probability of patrons because you have people coming from 2 different directions.
Yes.
That's more accessible to you than if you're in the middle of the block. You know, that's the dry area until you establish yourself where people are looking for you. So, you know, and it depends on what's your budget, you know, because depending on your budget, you want to do the square feet by the dollar. You want to, and how much people you will have to employ. You feel me? So you put those things together and it'll help you get a better scope. Ultimately, this is what those consultations are for. When people say, you know, what we got to do the consultations for, you don't have to do them. This is what you get them for, so we can give you perspective. But you may not need to deal with us for a lifetime or for months, but you may need to have some serious conversations so we can give you perspective that you never had before you mess around. And just because you got the money, you mess up. You know how that money go. You mess up, you just don't get it back. It's just the nature of the situation. You know what I'm saying? And then looking for options as well. There's so many different options and so many different things that you can do from equipment, and then what category of food or genre of cooking you're going to be dealing with. That determines what neighborhood you're going to be in as well. So there's ideas, there's circumstances, there's opportunities, and there's angles that can be approached that have already been considered. And the people that are proficient in these particular ideas are the ones that you need to talk to, because a lot of us are focused more on just getting the money in the first place to just get to the point where we can open up the store. That's normally our biggest focus. I just got to get this money, you know, but trust me, you know, the money is not the biggest problem. The strategy is. You know, strategy. You want strategy, because we'll come up with a business plan and say, if this much people come in here, then I'm gonna make that much money, because this is what most people make when they do this type of business, and that's normally the worst approach towards trying to open up a business. Already counting the dollars that's gonna come in without no strict analytics. You know, we gotta study the metrics before we turn around and say, hey, this is what I'm gonna do. You know, and how deep is your presentation? I spend more money on my presentation than I spend on everything else. But, you know, my sign says a lot about my business. You feel me? I know, because I've opened up restaurants and I've opened up bookstores. And sometimes the best thing you got working for you, depending on where you're located, is the sign. Because a lack of a sign is a sign of no business. You see what I'm saying? So you need a sign. You know, and a sign is the mark of an age or the mark of a time, or it lets us know someone or something is prominent. That's prominent is in our presence. So, you know, check out the signs, because signs can murder you. You be here, open up a business, and you're like, all right, bet, let me get this sign. And you find out a damn awning costs $15K because you want it to light up. And you like, man, this is just a cloth. But I mean, how many times are you going to change that sign? You're going to keep it for the most part for a lifetime. So, or for the duration of your business, unless you're doing so good, you give it a facelift. But you ain't got no time to be already thinking about, I'm going to give it a facelift later on. So, you know, if the store you're getting is about like 1,200 square feet, then how much people are you really going to hire? And do you need that much people for 1,200 square feet? You can hire too much people for 1,200 square feet. You know, and that's Six Sigma resource allocation. There's a certain amount of people you should just not hire unless you're getting X amount of money per square foot on the dollar. So now we got to know, what is the rent? What does the rent cost you? What does your utilities cost you? Are they also charging you for sewage? Because some of these landlords want you to pay most of their damn building bills.
Yeah.
You feel me? And if you don't know better, it's illegal, but at the same rate, they'll just find someone else. You can talk to them about it's illegal before you sign the lease. And then how much years are you coming in on the lease for? You feel me? Because if a man, I say if someone tries to get you into an agreement to lock in for 5 years early, you run like hell. Because you got to establish a relationship with that person first. You won't be locked in for 5 years and then realize, damn, things ain't what it seems. So you should be able to have an option there.
Mm-hmm.
or buyout option, so you can terminate the lease without penalty.
Okay.
You know, so the nuances of the business is what you want to get into. It has very little to do with the food you're gonna cook.
Okay. You know, well, like I said, like I stated, I'm definitely gonna be joining the new covenant, and I was wondering. Well, you know what? Nah, that's something I'll say for another time. But I just appreciate the knowledge you just dropped.
Thanks a lot, my brother.
Thank you, brother.
And so this concludes our show. I can't thank you all enough. So wouldn't dare thank you at all. Now let me stop. That's crazy. But yeah, thank you all for coming out. Again, go to IamBrotherPolite.com. Get those books, Defeasance of the Statute Staple, Staple Merchant, Status Correction. Get the Crown Doctrine. Get your trust, definitely. You know, with this wealth of information, do us all a favor and share the link to this show. Share it. Put it on your Instagram. Tell people, yo, you know, take a picture, screenshot the image of this show and say, hey, you guys need to get into this show. This show was powerful. You know, put it on your Facebook. And this is how we spread the information. And this is how you contribute to the movement from within the confines of your house without taking away too much time from your children, too much time from your wife or from your husbands, too much time from yourself. Share the link. And just by sharing the information, you'd be surprised the lives that you would be affecting who are about to be in error, make mistakes, or just needed some upliftment. And you would have contributed to them. And even if you can't see it, you definitely will be the benefactor of it spiritually. It's a spiritual transaction. And the beautiful thing about spiritual transactions, there's no refunds, just abundance. So look at this right here. You got Brother Polite. You could donate to the movement. You click donate. You can pick if you're going to donate to a general contribution. And that's miscellaneous things because the movement always requires money for something. And you got the vegan revolution to contribute to the food and the clothing that we give away for free with the gangs. And then we also got the Light versus the LAPD, how we're organizing people that have been subject to similar heinous acts perpetrated by law enforcement. And of course, we're filing the lawsuits and helping the people who didn't have the resources or the manpower. So they was too intimidated to tell on the police because they felt like they were alone. So you can help us in the legal defense towards those efforts. So these are the donation contributions that you can contribute. These are the efforts that you can put forth. And then, of course, you have the books, you have the classes, your $100 package for the 4 classes, or you get each of the classes by itself. This Sunday, 12 noon, we're starting live, which is 3:00 p.m. on Eastern Time, 12 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, which is the West Coast. The first class is an online UCC course, Sunday, January 15, 2017. Whoever purchases it, if you purchase it and you don't get the opportunity to see it on time, you will be able to access it when the class is over, and you'll be able to access it for about 24 hours before it dissolves. We'll be sending those links out as late as Saturday and extremely early on Sunday. So don't worry about it. The email that corresponds with your transaction will be the email that the link is sent to. You're going to have a very good time that day. Make sure you get your pay-per-view online course to study that information. We had an excellent child support class. Look that information up. And of course, we got the other pay-per-views and the consultations. A personal consultation is $300 an hour, and a phone consultation is $100 an hour for the phone consultation. I mean, $200 an hour. So I look forward to seeing y'all in class Sunday. If I don't see you tomorrow, I might take a day off from streaming. I might not. You know, I'm going to talk to Brother Lawan and see if he want to whip something up for Saturday. We'll see what it is, but we definitely got to get him into the teaching circuit. But, you know, Lawan Courts, I don't know. He's tricky for me. You know what I'm saying? I gotta plead with him when I talk to him. He's so damn sophisticated right now. He's popping. He then came up in a major way. So definitely patronize that brother. Tax Lien on Steroids is an amazing contribution to our community. And of course, if you need to connect, Brother Polite, Polight. That's Brother Polite 45@gmail.com. You were saying something, Brother Luan?
No, I'm good.
You got the last word. Close out.
Just let me know what time Saturday. You know, maybe we can do something. Just let me know what time and subject matter. You know, or just do a quick outline. And you know, we go for it. Just let me know.
Okay, let's do something on how to buy the house, something like that. Let's go crazy. Oh, let's give them a UCC warm up, so they can get an idea what they gonna miss if they don't come to class Sunday. That's what.
I don't know how to give warm ups, man. I may ruin your class.
You know, I'm not gonna show you what I'm coming with. you know how crafty I can be.
Yes, sir.
Gonna say that's gonna throw off my class. I can tell you that. I got so much on UCC ready for them.
Yes, sir.
I just want them to be juiced up. I want them to get a little prep course on Saturday so they can be motivated.
Yes.
I'm definitely showing up on time. So yeah, I think that'd be cool. Let's double up. I want to give them as much info as possible. Let's double up. You know?
We'll see. Let me know.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good idea. Maybe we do that. Bring out the docs and everything. Because I got the docs ready for them for class.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got the docs. So,
Hey, Polite, you got any particular books that you read for the UCC stuff?
Stocks and bonds, definitely real estate or legal fiction. Stocks and bonds, real estate or legal fiction. And I will also say, kill them with paperwork. Kill them with paperwork. Stocks and bonds, real estate or legal fiction. I would say real estate or legal fiction is number one to read in terms of this, UCC. Stocks and bonds, I'll put that right next to it because they're actually the follow-up. I believe Stocks and Bonds was written first and then real estate legal fiction. So those two go hand in hand, those two books. And then you got to get the statute stable book. You got to get the defeasance of the statute stable. You gotta get that. You gotta get that because that's all interwoven. You shuffle those three books right there, you can't lose because that book actually has the financing statement in there and gets you familiarized with those instruments and gives you strategy on how to file them, and how to mail them out. You know, and of course the culture evolved since then, but that is the fundamentals right there. Those are the fundamentals in that book. So yeah, that book is prerequisite to studying the stocks and bonds and studying the real estate or legal fiction. I would put those three in order. Okay, family. So thank you again. You guys are
Thank you, brother.
Y'all can all unmute your mic, give it an iluvu, which means perpetual success. That's what we wish each other. That's what we wish everyone in our community when we depart. We say iluvu. That means perpetual success. Get your Indu Asusu book, man, so we can kick it amongst each other.
Much success.
Much success.
Iluvu.
Yeah, it's dope, man, because when people come in and they just see how we close out, they be like, man, what they talking about? That's the best feeling in the world because that's a form of sovereignty. We have autonomous control over our language transmission. Autonomy.
How do you say it?
We make the rules. We made the grammar. We control the syntax. We control the culture because we control the narrative.
Yes.
That's a form.
How do you say it again, though?
Iluvu.
Lugu.
Iluvu.
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 Okay.
That's how we say bye. We say hi, taidut. Taidut means success. So bye means perpetual success and hi means success. Because in other countries, people say peace, peace be upon you. We say what up, my nigga, like a slave master. We say what's cracking. We say what's popping. We go. Yeah, so we say Iluvu, or we say Tadu when we see each other. Tadu means success. That's how we greet each other, and we say Iluvu, perpetual success when we're leaving or departing. So Iluvu, family, and family is Gumya. So we can say Iluvu Gumya.
Lugu Gumya.
There you go.
Yo, we need that real estate game, B.
Lugu Gumya.
In there all week. Iluvu Gumya.
Yeah.
Peace.
Peace.